Good afternoon, my lovelies. How are we doing? Anonymous, hey, Sushi. Gotta love that head-banging Beavis and Butthead gif. I'm so glad I installed that. How are you all? I hope you're well. I have mostly recovered from my escapades. Give me a sec. I always do this. I always wait till I come on live to see I'll state my beards in. I don't really look at mirrors very often. It's just weird because I live in a house full of them. To be fair, Jesus! Man alive. Buy me a bubble wrap suit. It would have melted. So, thank you very much for the 26-month resub. Dance to Stupidity, I really appreciate that. Sorry for that, I don't realise what was so loud. Things are just changing my OBS overnight without me actually touching anything. How you doing, Oisky Poisky? Good to see you, dude. But yeah, I was experimenting earlier in the kitchen. Money's tight, so I am... making things out of what we've got, rather than going out and specifically buying things thinking, oh, I want such and such a meal tonight. So we have loads of eggs that needed using up. They're around about their expiry time. So I decided I wanted to make a quiche. But I'm trying to be kinder to my guts because I don't get on with gluten. I still eat lots of it because it's delicious. But it does make me feel a little bit upset in the tummy area. And... so I made a quiche, but the base was hash brown. So grated potato, grated onion, seasonings, and then you bake that in an oily pan for 25 minutes. Pull it out, add your eggs, milk, and I used corn pieces, caramelized onions, sweet corn, and sun-dried tomatoes. Delicious. It is actually delicious. And no, not grated finger, although I have done that before. I've got a scar on the end of that thumb where I once peeled a potato and took the end of my thumb off. But no, I thought my towel was correctly over the pan handle and it had been in the oven for an hour. And I went, fuck! So I could feel my heartbeat in my thumb especially. It's really quite painful. But, I mean, my hands are covered in scars because I cook a lot and accidents happen. All we are saying is give Keisha a chance. Oh, raw, undiluted Vimto. It's my favourite. I'm joking. It's diluted. It was the end of the bottle, right? So, yeah, crappy weekend. My own fault. You'd think I'd learn by now, but I don't. But it's given me an opportunity to grow. Also, how is the sound doing? I do think I need a new soundboard, but Valen said if I wiggle the wire, it can make things a bit better when he borrowed it. Is it still... Fuck's sake. Right, does it change if I do this? Nope. Okay. How about this? Give me a sec. Just give me a moment, friends. Piss, didn't work. OBS doesn't recognise it. I know, but it must be bloody horrible to listen to that whining. Hey, not just me, I'm louder now. I didn't add anything or change anything. At least I didn't think I did. It's just such a nuisance because hella loud. What? Oh, fuck. Pro streamer. It was picking up that mic twice. So sorry. Oh god, I need a shave. Look at that. Oh dear. Yeah, honestly, what an absolute thing. So I know some of you guys have a bit of tech knowledge. Don't worry, I've made sure that there's nothing on here that could dox me because I'm not signed in. But what the hell do I need to be looking for? Union Jack Bunting, apparently. This is not what I have been searching for, okay? I do not need pregnancy tests. What the hell are packing cubes? Suitcases. Packing cubes. Anyway, what do I need to be looking for when it comes to this kind of stuff? Is it just like an audio mixer? Okay. Thank you, Beardy. I've no idea what you're going to do, but I'm sure you can talk me through it. If this fixes it, they'll save money, obviously, so that'll be great. So please do let me know what you need me to do. Are you going to send me something in Discord, or is it something else? Really does need a trim. It's getting a bit out of control. I did just get out of the shower, so it's all boofy and it's lost all its natural oils which keep it in place. It's just all very clean and fresh. But yeah, so I made a hash brown quiche and fucked my hand up. Depends on how your VST set up in OBS, I suppose. What's a VST? Let's have a look. Noise gate compression, right? Okay, I can have a look at that. Right. In fact, I can show you that, and you can talk me through it. There we go. So you tell me what I need to be doing. Sorry for everyone else that's just... we're trying to get rid of the high-pitched whining. I don't know anything about low-pass filters and stuff, really. But yeah, feel free to help help me fix this. Bloody technical difficulties. I'm very excited for Friday. I'm DJing my first ever EDM night. Well, it's Valens night, but I'm DJing the main room in a proper big club, and I'm very excited. Noise suppression filter. Okay. Hang on, it's not to do with this, is it? No, that was something else, wasn't it? It's done it. Okay. Seriously? And is it still gone when I speak? Well, bloody hell, Beardy, thank you very much. Always good to have tech people on hand. Hey, it works! Do you know what this means? I finally invented something that works! And if you can't name that film, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. Thank you for the hydrate, Stupedia. I got you before. Oh, yeah. Of course, it's Back to the Future. I got the cost of living payment from the government today, which was very nice. And I think I'm going to use some of it to rejoin the gym. I need that structure in my life. Yeah, has Ganondorf been slayed? He has. He was put to rest. Although I did this morning download this fan-made sequel that people are going nuts about. So I'm kind of tempted to give that a spin. But because I've really hurt my hand, especially my thumb, this got a bit bad. It looks real nasty, but it doesn't hurt anywhere near as much. But this is fucking burnt, so I don't really want to hold a controller. I kind of much prefer to do a mouse and keyboard thing, so I'm using less of my thumb. I do know that I got a message from the place saying that the payments are being made between the 25th of May April and the 17th of May. Why there's such a huge gap, I don't know. Wanker's friction burn. Are you calling me a masturbator, Stupedia? I am a pure soul. Only anal sex for me. No, I'm I was cooking earlier, and I had a towel because I had a carbon steel pan in the oven because I was making a quiche with a hash brown crust. It should have been great, but it wasn't. I need to try it again. I think I put a bit too much oil in the pan, quite frankly, and it made it soft rather than crunchy. Anyway, and I thought the towel was properly over the handle, and it wasn't. I went to grab it, and there was a gap, and fuck. So that looks real nasty. It's all like an open, weeping sort of blister, but it doesn't really hurt. It's fine. This, ow. Like really, really fucking ow. I am a master debater, indeed. Just been watching Valen's stream where we've been talking about Kick, this new Twitch rival platform that's cropped up. And so I went and had a look and see what it was about. And it was dirty. It just felt like a real dirty version of Twitch. Like there was lots of nudity. There was a guy who was he was a Filipino guy, and he had like a fake bust and bra set on, and it was very convincing. and he was going through chat roulette, and like guys were jacking it, and you could see guys were jacking it. There was no holds barred. You could see everything, and like he starts rubbing these like fake boobs, and they're all going yeah, and then he pans up and he's got like a mustache and a little beard, and he goes, "What are you doing, touching yourself?" It was funny, but I was like, Jesus Christ, it's no holds barred on here, is it? Bloody hell. Picked up a ball that had been in the oven. That was pretty nasty. It was that instant, like, oh shit, like that was a bad one. I mean, I'm covered in scars and cuts and burns because of all the years I've spent in kitchens and just cooking things and stuff. My hands are pretty fucked, but that was a bad one. That was a bad miss. I heard it's wild over there. No idea it was like that. Honestly, there's girls with the boobies out. There's millionaires on gambling sites paying $10,000 spins, and it's just like, Jesus, that's not encouraging behaviour. You know, it's new platforms all start off being proper Wild West wastelands and get more censored as they get more popular. True, especially when people start paying because credit card companies hate any sort of smut. Yeah, it's basically Twitch without moderation. There was one girl in a sailor's outfit, but like a real skimpy sort of slutty sailor Halloween outfit, which is fine. I have no qualms with this whatsoever. I was just shocked to see it on a platform that looks so similar to Twitch. But it was like, $50 sub and I'll open my legs and shit like this. And it's like, whoa, $50 donor. And I'm just like, okay, I mean, that's what OnlyFans is for, but it apparently, I didn't actually look into this, but because when we were talking about this on Valen's stream earlier, apparently Kick bought the UI from Amazon. That's why it's exactly the same. And I mean, it's exactly the same, just different colours. And I haven't checked to see if that is correct. But if that is the case, it makes you wonder why Amazon would sell that UI to Twitch, given that it's, to Kick, given that it's a direct competitor. But then there's been rumors for a while that Twitch isn't making enough money for Amazon, so it might end up just getting shut down. Like basically, like MySpace, everyone migrated to Facebook. Everyone might start migrating to Kick. I hope not, because I'm quite proud of my followers. It's taken me years. I have no idea how many followers I've got at the minute. I think it's like just over 1,000. Let's have a look. I'm quite interested, actually. But yeah, and but a lot of those people followed me and then just don't come back to Twitch. So they're kind of dead numbers, really. And I do know that. 1,080, thank you. So I am aware that it's like dead numbers and people that started years ago and never came back to Twitch during the pandemic and all that. But yeah, it's nice to be able to say, hey, I've got 1,080 followers on Twitch, rather than going over to Kick and actually having 60 followers. There's someone that I was watching. I followed. I can't remember how I followed them, but they've got like over 4,000 followers on Twitch, but their average viewer number is like 2 or 3. And I'm like, have you bought those? Like, or is it just a case of you went away for a very long time, so no one watches you anymore? I just don't know how it works, really. This wouldn't really matters, really, does it? More of an ego stroke than anything else. I've also, this is maybe a bit TMI, I've got a spot right up my nose, like right up my nose, and it is sore, and I can't stop. Yeah, 15 people in chat and 65,000 followers. It's maybe they got like raid botted and just didn't get rid of them, kind of thing. Not sure why. I forgot to put a bit of background music on, actually. But I'm very glad that it's very rare that I do just streaming, just chatting without actually something to chat about. But I just felt like coming on today and chatting. Possibility could be to play some more of that Road 96, because that's just a clicking around and, choosing dialogue options, which would be fine for my hand. I have been playing offline Vampire Hunter, Vampire Survivor. Can't remember the name, but my God, it's addictive. Shadows of Doubt just came out a couple of days ago on early access, didn't it? Because I got a message saying it's just come out and I've had it on my wish list. Vampire Survivors, that was the one. Oh, I've got one game I'd love to play, but it would mean using my thumb. So the original Hogs of War email. The original Hogs of War PS1 game is on Steam, and it went on sale for it's like usually only £4, but it went on sale for like £1.19. And I was like, I am having that. I adored that game when I was younger. I think I tried to play an emulated version once years ago, and it didn't play ball. So I'm hoping the Steam version will, you know. But yeah, murder mystery thing. Yeah, it's really cool. Cool, man. I mean, it sounds like my cup of tea. There's also one that I saw someone post about on YouTube, because when I'm not streaming, I tend to lay in bed watching YouTube videos. I have a very sad existence. Which is why I'm so effing excited for this. Yes. Anyway, what was I saying? Chunk, what was he saying? Load up Steam. That was it. No, it wasn't. Yes, there is a game that I've come across, which I'll just get my wish list up so I get the name of it right. But it looks hilarious. There you go. Lakeview Valley, which is like Stardew Valley, but you're a serial killer. And you've escaped from a prison bus on a transport thing, and you have to like settle into the community and pretend to be normal, but whilst also going around killing people. It looks amazing. I watched like 2 minutes of gameplay, and I was like, I'm going to stop watching this because I don't want spoilers. But wow, I need to get hold of that game. So that's when it comes down in price, I'll get hold of that as well. It looks pretty good. I've tried to talk about more serious stuff. So yeah, I had a bender at the weekend. Woke up feeling incredibly sorry for myself after spending pretty much all my money on alcohol. I was very hungover. I was very upset with myself, and I'm back on the wagon now, obviously. But it always goes well until it doesn't, you know. But I had a good long chat with the lady last night, and we were talking about how, and this is something I've been talking to my therapist as well. A lot of my issue is that I don't ever give myself credit for the good things that I do, but I give myself all of the hate, shame, and guilt for the bad things I do. And it's called your inner critic, or your inner adult in my case. And I don't know how to stand up to that. And so now I'm really trying today to be a lot more positive myself, allow myself the, I don't even know the word, it's not the honor, the privilege, the right, I suppose, just basically allow myself to celebrate in my achievements, because objectively, looking at me from an outside perspective, I think I'm a pretty decent guy. I genuinely want people to be happy. I will always try and do what I can to help people. I take joy in other people's company and their pleasure, which is why I love cooking for people so much, especially because I'm a good cook. So when they eat my food and they're all like, "Oh my god," it's like, "Yeah, man, you know, I've given you a pleasurable sensation," and I don't give myself credit for that. I managed to warp and twist it into something negative. And today's the first day where I was like, look, I know that half the problem is the fact that I have severe but undiagnosed ADHD. I watched an hour-long talk from a guy on YouTube about living with adult ADHD, and he was basically spent the entire hour describing me and how I feel. It was kind of like weird but also refreshing to hear somebody who is clearly going through exactly the same things I'm going through, but with ADHD being like a super cool thing to have at the minute. Apparently the waiting lists on the NHS is 2 years before I'm going to get assessed for my ADHD. I've appealed and I've said, hey, you know, there must be something that can be done, because of how out of control my ADHD is, I can't work. Trigger warning, dudes, this is going to get a little bit deep, so if you want to click away, I understand. But it does, my brain gets so fucking wired and fast and out of control that I get suicidal, and I can't take how fast my brain goes. And so what I need to do is medicate with alcohol or weed. Now it isn't weed anymore because I took the hammer to my bong and I threw my weed out. So I don't have any weed, I don't have the method to get any weed, and I don't have the method to smoke it even if I had it. I can't stand tobacco, so I don't smoke joints. So the only thing that is easily accessible to me, and indeed anyone in this fucking country, is alcohol, because it's in every shop, at every bar, every street corner. And so when my brain goes so fast that I can't handle it, I reach for the bottle, which doesn't help. I think it helps. I've told myself over the years that it helps, but it doesn't. All it does is I drink so much and so fast. I think I had 20 cans of beer on Sunday in the end. But I only remember the first 5, and that's what it does. It makes me black out. I black out so I don't remember how fucking shit my brain is. And if I've not turned my phone off, I'll sometimes wake up in the morning and have very large reminders of how shit my brain is. And it has to stop. It has to stop. Or I mean, if I don't end up killing myself because of ADHD, then I'm going to end up killing myself drinking to death. I woke up on Monday morning. I think I'm getting my days right here. And for a good 6 or 7 hours, my legs and my lower back ached. And I mean, they were throbbing. And so I looked it up online, and it's something called alcohol neuropathy, where I'm drinking so much that I'm damaging my nerves. And that was the first time I've ever had real physical symptoms that aren't bad head and a runny bottom, you know? And it scared the shit out of me. So of course I am back on the wagon, but it's like, well, if I go back on the wagon and I don't address my mental health problems, then the cycle is going to repeat as it does over and over and over again. And I can't have that anymore. So I'm trying to practice positive affirmations. I told Valen about it this morning, and bless him, he printed out a piece of A4 that says Chunks one good thing a day, and there's loads of bullet points, and we might even stick it here. I need something for this wall, so I could stick it there and fill it in. Morning, lovely Malevika. How you doing? Careful with that. I know someone ended up being paralysed from his alcohol addiction. It was difficult to watch. I can still feel the twinges in my lower back now. My legs feel fine. But it's like, yeah, kind of where my kidneys are. You know, even though I've had a kidney function test lately and I'm absolutely fine. You know, I've been, because my GP knows about my problems with substance abuse, and so yeah, I went through all the blood tests and everything. But yeah, that was a real, like, I was like, oh, actually, this is new. So if it isn't this neuropathy thing, which it could very well be, it could also be that I've had severe cramps in the night in both legs, but I've been so drunk I've not woken up to be able to walk it off, and that's why they've got. But it doesn't feel like that because it's kind of gone now. Usually cramp pain lasts a couple of days. Anyway, the reason this whole conversation started, or this whole statement started rather than a conversation, is that I got this cost of living payment. I ordered my travel tickets to get to Newcastle, which I'm incredibly grateful for the donation so far. But I think
monkeys might fly out of my butt.
Thank you, so you superstar. Thank you so much, dude. And I think I'm going to use £65 of it. So I got £301. I think I'm going to use £65 of it to pay for 3 months of gym membership at the gym down the road. I have fixed my bike, although I broke it after I fixed it, which was really annoying because now I don't know how to fix it. Basically, the wheel was rubbing against the frame, the rear wheel, so it was kind of eroding the rubber while also slowing me down. You know, I wasn't getting the most efficiency out of my bike, so I just wanted to realign it by like 2 millimeters just to make sure it wasn't rubbing on the frame, and the fucking back wheel fell off, and I just got real stressed out and kind of kicked it, as I do with inanimate objects when they don't do what I want them to do. Addiction is such a harsh disease. It's awful, and I get addicted to everything. But like this guy said on this video last night, addiction is a huge part of ADHD brains. It was a truly fascinating video. I mean, I'll post a link. I don't know if any of you guys will find it fascinating, but if you want someone who is, I see, because this whole ADHD thing is actually quite new to me. I've never even thought of it like that. It's just been me. You know, it's just been like, oh, that's Chunk, you know, that's what he's like. Come on, think. You lost your train. Come on. That's it. It's only when life fell apart that, you know, I started to go and seek mental help. And and it's fuck. Sorry, because I glanced at chat and then I see chat and I get distracted. It's not your fault at all. Please keep chatting. Oh fuck, what was I saying? Can't remember. Bollocks. Well, that's it. It's when life started to fall apart for me, that's when I went to seek mental health, and that's where this, this suggestion came up of, well, from the symptoms and the way you describe how you think and feel, it sounds like actually, first of all, it's borderline personality disorder. And then I moved from Durham to Hull, so I got discharged from the Durham mental health team, and the Hull mental health team is quite frankly nowhere near as good. Sorry guys if you're listening, I know you're not, but you're nowhere near as good as Durham was, so it's been really difficult to get that, and it's only because Valen raised the money via you guys for the private therapy that my therapist has said, look, I am not in a position to diagnose you because I don't have that piece of paper, I don't have that qualification, but on a personal and from professional experience opinion, it's quite clear to me that you have extreme ADHD combined with complex PTSD. And I was like, fair dues. I went and looked into this, and it was like, holy shit, that is me. This doesn't excuse any of my negative behavior, but it certainly explains them. So if I'm going to have to wait 2 years because my therapist hey Sharpie,
what are you doing in my stream?
Cheers for the raid, dude. We're in the middle of a deep chat, so I'm going to keep going before I lose my train of thought, because you know what I'm like. Because it's a fucking con, right? Because my therapist can't diagnose me because she isn't qualified to, like, officially. And if I wanted to go and do it privately, it would cost. I mean, it costs anywhere between £400 and £1,000, depending on where you go to get it privately done on the internet. But that doesn't include your medication. They want another set of thousands and thousands for the private prescription of the medication, which is, proven in most ADHD cases to calm the brain down, and that's what I have such a problem with. How are we doing, Filthy Man? Thank you so much for everybody for popping in. I hope you're doing well. What were you playing, dude? Genshin Impact. I can't say I've ever even heard of that one, dude. Where's my Vinto? But yeah, that was some shit I want to get off my chest. I need to practice positive affirmations. I need to give myself the credit that I deserve for all the good things that I do, and be gentler on myself when it comes to the bad things that I do, which 99% of the time are internal. I'm very, very rare that I'm bad to other people. I can piss people off sometimes because I'm a fucking shambles, but I'm never like maliciously horrible to anyone because I wouldn't dream of it, And yeah, we've said a few times, Doggo, like before the pandemic, I was really in shape. You can still see a bit of it, It's still there. It just, it's just been overtaken massively by body fat from 3 years of extreme drinking and junk food eating for the pandemic, and then other mental health problems that kicked in. It's difficult. It is difficult, and it stems from like childhood trauma, and childhood trauma being the extreme level of bullying that I got when I was a kid for being fat. It dominates my life. It dominates my every waking thought, and I know it shouldn't. I know it definitely shouldn't. But there's knowing the path and walking the path, because I was a big kid because food was my only comfort, and then I discovered drinking. Oh no. Lifting weights is not supposed to. Yeah, absolutely. There's a YouTube channel called How to ADHD. I am a subscriber. I follow her, and isn't she just beautiful though? She is so cute, and I don't mean that in a sexy way. I mean she's just adorable. Really fun. Yes. She does go into a lot of coping mechanisms and stuff. Yeah, I've watched her stuff, and I've never really looked at the coping mechanisms. I've looked at more like her explanations of what ADHD is and treatments for it, but I've never looked at really coping mechanisms because I've always thought to myself, coping mechanisms don't work. I've been sent for CBT that many times, and it's nonsense to me because I can just think my way around what they're saying, because my brain is quite frankly fucking evil to me. And because I can think my way around simple suggestions, I sort of shut them down, and it's a horrible habit of mine. So what I'm trying to do now is, and this is going to be something that I bring up with my therapist on Friday, is I need to sit and say, right, okay, forget the ADHD drugs because I ain't seeing them for years. What are the coping mechanisms? How can I stop the downward spiral of fucking hate? And I've talked before about how fast my brain goes at all times. Hell, you've seen it multiple times where I can't even get my words out because I'm thinking so fast and my tongue can't keep up. And I lose track of what I'm doing because while I'm on one subject, another thought pops in that's going really fast, and all of a sudden I'm like, what was I doing? What the fuck? It drives me crazy. And when I get into a negative frame of mind, especially when I spend a lot of time on my own, when I'm not streaming, I don't really have company and I don't really have friends. And that's fine. It's not that they're not there. It's just that they've got their own lives. You know, they're all middle-aged as well. They've got spouses and kids and jobs. And when I get into a negative frame of mind, if my mind is especially fast, then my God, it gets dark quick. And all I can do is pour booze on it to black me out. It's terrible, really. It's a horrible coping mechanism. And I am starting to really understand this now. I never questioned it before. I just thought I was a pisshead. But it's only when being introduced to new ways of thinking and new ideas that actually you analyze your previous behaviors and your current behaviors and your current thought processes, and you say, actually, yeah, you've got something there, because this is not the behavior of a healthy, happy person. Yeah. You ever tried antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds? I am excuse me. I am on the maximum amount of sertraline. I'm on 200 milligrams every morning, and then I'm on 50 milligrams of quetiapine. It's an antipsychotic because if I don't drink or I don't smoke weed, I cannot sleep because the dark circus gets loudest at night. So I'm on these are an antidepressant, but they also knock me out as well, so I can actually get some sleep. The only downside being they make me a fucking zombie the next morning. I've got to give it at least dinner time before I start to snap out of the drug haze. But yeah, I am on a lot of antidepressants. CBT doesn't work for everyone. No, that's very true. It's very true. Hey, Leela, how you doing? Oh, it's an anime online game. Oh, fair dues. I'm really not that into anime at all, so I probably didn't tune in that much. I don't know why. It just doesn't really appeal to me. You can understand that. That's good. If it's that bad, can you not find ADHD meds online? Black market, absolutely. But there are multiple different ones. I don't know the dosage, and there's a lot of warnings out there in the ADHD community saying don't try and self-medicate because A, you might be getting sold absolute trash, and B, you need to work with a professional at the same time to get your dosages right and other therapies along that go with it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just something I'm going through. I've just got to keep fighting and keep going through it, even in the fucking darkest days. I've got to keep pushing through it because the alternative is not acceptable. Learning how to observe yourself from an outside point of view is very helpful. I appreciate and I appreciate what you just said about reaching out as well. It is. In fact, it's become a bit of a thing. So on Monday morning, AA time, Monday morning, I woke up and realised I drank Valens beer. Very silly move, but I was blackout drunk. Don't remember doing it. It's just I woke up and his beer that was on top of the fridge was gone. I was like, shit. I need to go to shop and buy more beer to replace what I drank. And I mean, I told Valen what I'd done, and hey, accountability, this has happened last night. I know you're going to be home soon. Be gentle. But I've replaced your beer. In fact, I got him more than I drank just to say, sorry, dude, And I went there, so this was like quite early. It was like 8:30 in the morning. I was absolutely hanging out my ass. And I bumped into an old friend. And it's someone I've not seen for years and years and years, and she's such a lovely person. And we chatted for a bit, and then we were walking back the same way, so we walked for a bit, and there was something that I came out with, and I've said it before, but I'll fucking say it again: the agony, and I fucking mean this, the internal agony of being mentally ill, but also being so aware of it and having not the strength to do anything about it and keep exercising the same failures over and over again. It's savage and it's exhausting. My God, I'm tired and I'm sick of this shit. Which is why, as of today, I am desperately trying to practice self-affirmations rather than self-degradations. Rather than putting myself down all the time internally, I'm trying to pick myself up all the time internally. I'm going to say, hey, these are all the good things that you do. Yeah, you've done some stupid shit in the past. You've hurt some people. There's no excuse for that, but there is reasons, and now we're aware of those reasons, so you have to be able to forgive yourself, because what can you do about it? The past is behind us, you know? New band name Dark Circus. Yeah. If you ever want to listen to a musical artist who sings about all these fucking feelings, then go listen to Amigo the Devil. I swear his music has saved my life, man. I've always thought it was a bit cliched or a bit silly when people would hold signs at a concert saying like your music saved my life and stuff, but I get it now. His latest album, Born Against, is just incredible, and he's coming to the UK in June or July. And I'm definitely going to Leeds because a friend bought me a ticket, which was very generous, and I get a free ride there and back. I would like to go to Manchester and Newcastle as well, but we'll see where we are. Self-awareness is a beast on its own. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome, Leela. I hope you're doing well. Hang on, why are you at work? Have you got a day off? You know, play some games. One day at a time, though. It's better than making a long goal. Yes, it absolutely keeps you in the present. I get that. I do have a habit of saying, right, I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this to get well, and it's going to happen this time, and then one thing fails and the whole house of cards collapse, and I lay in bed hating myself. I never used to be like this. I used to be really genuinely happy, I think. But then looking back, it's like, was I? Or was I just compensating for my feelings by being the constant party animal? You know, you want to drink, Chunk will go for a drink. You want to do some coke, Chunk will do some coke. You want to get high, Chunk will get high. You know, you want someone to go out with. I mean, you know, I used to have a job. I had money. You know? I could afford to go out and get pissed. And I'd racked up thousands in debt on credit cards. I have done again. I had to reach out to my dad and say, hey, I've really fucked up here. Can I borrow some money and pay you back over the next few years? Because at the minute I'm just drowning in interest charges from my credit card. And he was very nice. I said, yeah, absolutely. He said, you know, I've bailed you out before, and I know you always pay me back, so I'll bail you out again, and I appreciate that. Can crash here if you get a Manc ticket. Appreciated, my dude. Appreciated. I will let you know. I do tend to crash at Alex's when I hit up Manc. But yeah, it would be nice to change things up a bit. It's me. Watching yourself do the same awful things over and over is grueling. It is, because we know that what we're doing is not good. I'm not going to say wrong, and I'm not going to say bad, but it's not good. And it's that lack of impulse control. And again, that is a big thing with ADHD. The higher level of ADHD, the worse your impulse control is. And you ask anyone who's ever known me in my life how fucking terrible my impulse control is. You know, I get an idea in my head and I do it without thinking of the consequences, whether that be drink, drugs, or blowing money, or I don't know, masturbating in the frozen fish aisle at Tesco. No, not that one. What can I say? I like tiger prawns. You know? It's important to keep in mind the progress you have made. Nobody progresses without some setbacks. That is very true. Nobody can be 100% perfect. Also very true. You've been doing so well overall, not just sobriety, but knowing yourself, and that can often be key. I agree with everything you've just said. The problem is my out of control inner critic. So if I am doing so well, and I'm doing so well in understanding myself and my behaviors, why do I keep doing it? And then my critic answers with very, very horrible, scathing words that I won't say. It's something we could barbecue too, right? I'm there. Masturbating at Tesco's is terrible. Have the decency to masturbate at Sainsbury's. I can't afford Sainsbury's. Also understand that failure is part of life, and it's okay to make mistakes as long as we keep moving forwards. Every stumble you're still moving forward. Absolutely. But it's also how we learn, because maybe this one thing didn't work. It doesn't mean it's the end all, but we put it to the side and move on with other things that have been working. It's true. It's true. But if I fail, or if I perceive myself to fail in anything, then I will spend a very long time remembering every single failure I've ever done in my life. All my achievements, all my victories that I get a look in. It's all about how much I fail, and that's it. It has to stop. It has to change because it's getting darker and harder. Masturbating in supermarkets is free, Chunk. Why not go the whole hog, full hog, and take it to Waitrose? Well, get a bit shy in Waitrose. Everyone's dressed so nice. They've all got money. I like Lidl. Stick a crab stick up my ass. I mean, fuck off, Beardy. No, forward isn't straight path. It twists and bends, and new girls appear. Absolutely. Something I have been struggling with is like understanding where I fit into this world now. Because as much as I hate to admit it, I am getting on. I'm probably over halfway through my life. I'm not a very healthy guy. I've abused my body for years. The chances of me making it to 80 are pretty damn slim, unless there's like new medical breakthroughs, which just keeps us going. And I don't know what my direction in life is, and that is a big stumbling block for me. I have no idea where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I know at the minute I spend my life in this room. Occasionally I get out to go see my brother, my mum and my dad or whatever, but mostly I'm here because leaving this room is dangerous, because out there is alcohol and drugs and temptation, and I don't trust myself out there. Like I am involved with the alcohol support group in Hull, and when they say, "Hey, can you come in and talk to us?" I have to say it depends on the weather, because if the weather's nice and I'm outside, I'm gonna fucking drink, because sunshine equals beer to me. Which it shouldn't. And again, there's no regulation. I went through a little phase of being able to have 3 or 4 beers and stopping, but it seems to have vanished, and now it's like 18, 20 beers, and then some. I just don't stop until I'm passed out, but I have a high tolerance for alcohol, so I drink and drink and drink and drink. The lights are off, the lights are on, but no one's behind the wheel. Maybe a good way to help with that, to cope, is when you have a moment, write down the things you've been succeeding at. It brings me to an excellent point. Today on Group Therapy with Chunk, hey. Come for the beard, stay for the advice. It's not really advice. I'm I find it so much healthier and better to vocalize what I'm going through. It makes it so much easier to process it in my head. And I think I needed to have a little bit of a conversation like this with somebody, with somebodies, because I don't think I'd have made it till Friday, which is when my next therapy session is. And I am getting on great with my therapist. We're doing wonderful work, but it's still a transactional service. You know, she is charging me. It's private therapy, and if Alan hadn't done the crowd fundraising for it, I wouldn't have been able to have this private therapy, which freaks me out. I just can't be. I get upset when I think about all the poor bastards out there that don't have friends like you guys who will put their hands in the pocket and help a man out. They just have to live with it. In fact, that's probably why we have so many horrendous, hopeless alcoholics in Hull, and they are everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Keith Richards is still going. There is hope for us all. Keith Richards is a multi-millionaire. Often it's helpful to crowdsource what you're going through, just because a lot of us have our own experience and issues that can help you feel a bit less alone with what you're having to deal with. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. And for me, Twitch is a platform for entertainment. I want people to come here and be entertained by what I'm doing, whether laughing with me or watching me fail at games or sing terrible karaoke. I want to entertain you. So I try, and I used to be very open previously, and I try and keep it back a bit these days, because you know, I don't want to bum people out. But sometimes I do need to just let you all know what's going on in my head. And it can be a very confusing and fast-paced space there. I was one of those just have to deal with it for years, yeah. It took a decade after a suicide attempt for me to start getting proper help. Well, I'm glad you did, dude. You'd be surprised by the amount of awesome streamers who do mental health for a bit before they stream. I could imagine, yeah. Cornerstone community's mutual support, though, that is true. You are all fucking wonderful. I think we all understand that sometimes there will be big chats. There will, and you all know, because I have been open about it, you all know that I'm going through a lot of shit. And so I appreciate your patience with me when I'm cancelling streams, or I'm just like, hey, I can't fucking do this right now. Right, but where is it? Malevicus suggested something. I'm going to go grab something. I shall be right back. I get what you say, Cam. I know people have said to me in the past that my chats have helped, and I appreciate that a lot. But then my inner critic stamps on that fire instantly, you know, and that's the problem. I can't take compliments. I'm trying. Compliments make me feel good, but they also make me feel incredibly uncomfortable at the same time. It's a really weird ambivalence going on. I feel that one in my soul, right? So this is Chunk's one good thing list that Valen printed out for me this morning, which is now going to live here when I get some blue tack, okay? So I am going to write, it's one thing a day that I am going to write that is good about myself, that I truly believe, and therefore I will be reminded of it every day. And number one, ooh, lovely red ink, ooh. I am an excellent cook, because I am. I say, like, there's not many things in the world I give myself credit for, but I am an excellent cook. I make truly delicious foods, and I don't just stick to one cuisine. I like to explore different world cultures through their food and try different cooking methods and flavor combinations and spices. And I am confident that if someone said to me, here's all this stuff, go and make this, here's the recipe, I think I have a pretty damn good shot at being quite close to how it's meant to be, as long as I've got the right equipment and ingredients. I've had your burgers and I still want to come back and barbecue for me. I did a little bit of barbecuing for no doxing, Chunk, Genre and Maple's mum on Sunday. That was nice. They popped in for an hour. It was really nice. And yeah, I made Mexican chicken and burgers. Red is the colour of corrections. It's the right answer now. My ex did similar with post-it notes in a large jar. Once written, she'd throw them in. On a bad day, she'd read through them to remind herself of the good things. That's an excellent way of doing it. I think that is excellent. My problem is if it was not on display, it would exit my mind. So I need to. I think Valen borrowed my blue tack, so I'm going to get my blue tack, and I'm going to put that up there. And tomorrow, I'm going to put something else up that I am like good things about myself that I'm happy to. That's what's not even happy to, because other people could suggest things for me, but then that's their perception of me. But maybe their perception of me is more reliable than my perception of myself, because my perception of myself is so warped. It is interesting. But then there could be the whole, like, oh, fishing for compliments, you know, tell me what you like about me. So I think it does have to come from within. And it's something I have to truly believe. Like, I am an excellent cook. I know that. I know that I'm an excellent cook. So I believe that. I'm going to write another one. I'm supposed to do one a day, but bollocks, I'm into this now. There's another tick. How do I word this? It makes me feel uncomfortable writing things that are positive about myself. Do you see how this is a battle? I was about to write something and then be like, oh, fuck off, man. It's like, yeah, that's really fucking self-centered and stupid and shit, and like, you know, who the fuck are you? Like, you know, and it's just like, oh man, but it's the truth. It is the truth, and just my inner critic won't let me fucking see it. But I am a kind and caring person. Because I am. I want everyone to be happy. I will. If anything's like going up, kicking off in the street, I'm the first one to be like, "Hey, can we fix this?" Or if someone's fallen over, I'll stay with them till the ambulance comes. If I'm fucking broke, but I see someone in a worse state than me, I'll give them my money. Because I really want people to be better, and there's so much fucking misery out there that I want to. I know it's not my responsibility, but I just want to, you know, be the change that you want to see in the world. I want to make people smile, which is why I want to be an entertainer. You know, the world's a horrible place, or at least a lot of it is, and I really want to change that if I can, even in my own little way. It fucking really hurts me to see people in pain. I really can't stand it. Like, yeah. Anyway, like Beatty said, this kind of self-affirmations are hard for men sometimes, especially when we're all very British and repressed. Also, make sure you're in a good headspace when you talk or help others, so that you don't sort of melt that into yourself and take it when you are done talking to people. I get that. I know. I take it. Yeah, I get it. I totally forgot to reply to your message in the Discord, Malevica. The door's open if you want to talk. There's a lot of positives to write. You're a lovely fella. Thank you. I just, again, this is. I don't want to go too deep into the bullying, but it's left its fucking lifelong scars on me, and it's difficult. It's really difficult to talk about myself in a positive way. But I have to start, because, like I say, I've kind of got myself focused on the ADHD meds being the be all and end all, that it's going to fix me and everything's going to be fine as soon as I take the meds, which is a stupid thing to think. And that's what I do. That's what I've been doing all my entire life. Everything will be fine when. Everything will be fine when. But even if the drugs are the thing that saves everything, it's 2 years away. I need to be fixing my brain myself, or at least putting things in place where I can be much more positive about myself and not so self-deprecating. My friends refer to that as gremlin brain. It's just there to sabotage and laugh. It's terrible, isn't it? Chuck is a people pleaser. Well, I'm going to put one more, which, you know what? We say these are things that I believe in myself. I am an excellent lover. I've slept with a lot of people, and a lot of that's through self-validation, because I need that. Again, it's my issues are all about body image and stuff, and I need that validation. But generally, people leave very pleased. And I fucking worked hard on becoming an excellent lover. I'm gonna put that to one side right now. So, take stock in my successes. Believe in myself. This is what the things that I'm trying to do. Definitely kind of came in when you found out I was a bit off with crowds. You made sure to always check on me at gigs and ran off in some space out if the way was available. That's okay. Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. Not many people would do that. I know, but maybe they would. I don't know. I just see that as completely normal behavior. You know, if someone says, "Hey, I'm not really that comfortable. Hey, do you want to do something to make you comfortable?" Ignorance truly is bliss. Heck yeah, be proud of yourself. Hey J2, how you doing? Definitely a people pleaser. It's true. It's true. Now you see, in my head is instantly going, what do you think you are? Some sort of fucking bro, mate? Oh, fucking yeah, fucking real good in bed, me, mate. Fucking yeah, yeah. It's like, no, it's not. But then that's just my inner critic saying you're acting like a twat. Because people that talk and speak like that are generally twats. They've probably all got their reasons as to why they are twats. We're all carrying around a lot of fucking baggage. We live in a weird society, man. The world out there is batshit. It is like a weird dystopian sci-fi novel. You put in the effort, yeah, fucking do. But yeah, it's just, yesterday I was in a bad place yesterday. I was really, really not happy with myself because of the alcohol incident on Sunday. And I spent a good 2 to 3 hours throughout the day, not all in one thing, but throughout the day, on the internet, watching videos of people being horrendous to each other, like, you know, captured mobile phone footage of neighbor disputes or road rage incidents or muggings, burglaries, just general horrendous behavior, racism and misogyny, and it was awful. It was fucking awful to be so focused on such the side of humanity that's a disease, and it's a product of society. Though it's no one's born like that. And as much as it hurt to watch all these things happen, it made me feel better about myself. And it's like, yeah, you know, you've got a lot of shit going on. You know, you've got a lot of issues, and you have caused destruction in people's lives. But there was never any malice in it, you know. And it was, and you're not out there harassing girls on the street. You're not out there punching some guy, like punched this fucking poor girl in Greg's and nicked her sausage rolls and stuff. And I'm like, you ain't doing that shit. But then it kind of breaks me that shit is happening. But then you don't know people's stories. You have no idea what people have been through. And I mean, you know, there's still things you shouldn't do without a shadow of a doubt. You know, don't fucking hit people. Don't steal things. Says the man that downloads movies, but whatever. Only steal from billionaires, all right? Yeah, it did make me feel like, hey, you know what? My life ain't so bad. I'm not so bad. In fact, comparatively, I'm actually pretty good. And it helped me. Thank you, Beardy. I've seen someone trying to fight a lamppost this morning. Police came along and stood there watching for a fair few minutes before they dealt with the person. Was like, what the fuck? Maybe they got offended by the lamppost. I'm not sure. Anyway, I've said my pieces today. No, I think that's the longest ever I've just been chatting. It's like over an hour. Jesus. Right, what we're going to play? What we're going to do? I stand by that one as well. Only steal from billionaires. They won't even notice it's missing. So we have choices, my friends. We have choices. I could look smash it. Thank you. I don't particularly feel it, dude. I could definitely do with a trim, but I will do that probably next week. Basically, the next time I have to leave the house, I don't class like just nipping to the little on the corner as leaving the house. I mean, next time I'm going somewhere to be sociable, which probably isn't going to be until a week on Thursday. Oh no, Friday, of course, it's the fucking club night. There we go. Friday afternoon, getting ready for the club night. I will be trimming my beard, shaving my head, making myself look all, presentable. Really excited for that. I've never DJ'd a EDM night before, but I am going to, and I've always wanted to be honest. I put a little list together of the kind of stuff I'm going to be playing and posted it on FaceB. So this is the kind of thing. I know, like, hardly any of you are in Hull, but this Friday, Neon City Nights is happening. It's going to be a belter. You better believe it. 3 rooms of music, and I'll be dishing out a night of synth EDM industrial pop bangers. You shall be hearing Perturbator, Carpenter Brute, Gunship, Nine Inch Nails, Daft Punk, Depeche Mode, Pet Shop Boys, The Prodigy, Infected Mushroom, Daniel Deluxe, Skrillex, Eurythmics, KMFDM, Combi Christ, Lords of Acid, New Order, Soft Cell, Aphex Twin, Rammstein, Gary Newman, Hockeycore, Dance with the Dead, Fatboy Slim, Skinny Puppy, Three Teeth, VNV Nation, Velvet Acid Christ. You get the idea. And I'm really excited. Backstreet Boys, sadly not. That's a bit too pop and not enough synth pop kind of thing. But I'm excited. It's going to be nice to get out and do my thing of entertaining people. I'm always at my happiest when I'm entertaining people. Always. Which is why when my event career collapsed because of pandemic and some bullshit that went on with the festival I worked for, I really felt like I'd lost a limb because I've been building something for years and I pissed it away because I stood up for what I believed was right. But I'm done with putting music shows on, like live music shows, because it's so much of a gamble. Unless it's like, say for example, if Green Lung approached me, because I used to put them on in Manchester, and I did it in Sheffield as well. In fact, that is the only existing poster of this gig. Come here. And that's because I made it and printed it. So that was my promotions outfit. This was when the lads in Green Lung were playing a gig in Greece. I think it was. They're huge in Greece, by the way. Even on the Greek version of Match of the Day, one of the commenters was wearing like a Green Lung t-shirt and stuff. They're really big in Greece. And they were meant to be playing Sheffield the next day. And HRH, who are known con artists and absolutely fucking useless, literally couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. They booked them on at like 5 o'clock in the late afternoon, so it gave lots of time to get from the airport to the Sheffield gig. Anyway, they turned around like a couple of days before and were like, oh, you're going on at 1 o'clock now. And they were like, we can't. We're going to be over the bloody sea somewhere, over Europe somewhere. And so they just said, oh, well, you're not playing then. And me and Lottie, we were gutted because we just discovered Green Lung and we were in love with Green Lung and still am, and so we were like, right, okay, let's see if we can salvage this. So there was a venue over the road called something or other. I cannot remember the name of the bloody. In fact, hang on. Oh yeah, the Mulberry in Sheffield. So we said, look, we'll do a free entry show, and we'll have a bucket on the door, donations to go to the band, because everyone knew what had happened, and loads of people were gutted that Green Lung were no longer playing this event called HRH Stoom versus Stoner, Doom versus Stoner, which I went to a few of, and they were good events because the bands and the people there were great, but the fucking organisers and the owners are crooks. Anyway, so we put this on, and I made this poster, took it with me. So it's on really good quality card. You know, I took it with me, and I was like, "Hey guys, can you sign this for me?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure." So this is the only copy of this poster, and it's signed, and it has the original bass player who recorded for the first album, but then left the band when he had a kid, and another bass player came in. So this is rare. And I love it very much. Hey Danny, how you doing? Hey, oh no, Rick, no, oh! Everything's very precariously balanced in this room. You still want to see the Dead South? Do it, mate. They are so good, so good. What happened to my finger? I was cooking this morning, and I had a carbon steel pan in the oven for an hour. I was cooking a quiche, but with a hash brown base instead of pastry, and it is delicious. But I had a towel over the handle, but it wasn't completely over the handle, and I went to grab the handle, and ow, pretty nasty. Yeah, I mean, I've got lots of scars and shit on my hands from cooking incidences. It happens. I took the end of my thumb off once with a potato peeler. I've got like a weird little scar that's rock hard, and I can't feel anything on it. Burns and yeah, all kinds of stuff. But hey, it's all part of it. Do you need to have words with this pan, mate? I kicked its ass. Yeah. Right, we need to play something, guys. So, here are your choices for the day. Let me get my Steam library up. One momento. Move OBS over there. So, I could continue to play Road 96, which we played. The food was okay. It didn't go quite as expected. The hash brown the hash brown base was meant to come out crispy, and it came out quite soggy. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I think I've used just a bit too much oil in the pan, because you grate up your potato, your onions, and add your salt, pepper, and I put a bit of paprika in, a bit of seasoning like that, and then you like sort of put a layer of oil in the bottom of the pan, and then push and form a sort of pie crust in the pan, and blind bake it for 25 minutes, pull it out, and I throw in me eggs and the custard, eggs and milk, which I seasoned with Dijon mustard, white pepper, lots of black pepper, and also a good squirt of mayonnaise. It gives a real nice creamy taste to the egg mixture. And some cheese slices, because I'd ran out of cheddar, and Valen's got some cheese slices in the fridge. I was like, fuck it, it's an experiment, they'll do. And then in the custard, I sauteed up some caramelized onions, sun-dried tomatoes, sweet corn, and corn pieces, with lots of seasonings and flavorings, and just made it taste all. So it tastes great, but it didn't have the crispy bottom. Yes, that is also an idea. I think also the oven could have just been a little bit hotter. I think that would have helped as well. I mean, yeah, it's definitely edible, but it could have been better. But hey ho, this is why we experiment in the kitchen. Want to hear a funny thing that happened just now? Absolutely. While you're writing that out, I could play Road 96. I have been playing Vampire Survivors. I started playing it yesterday, and I am so addicted to that game. Jesus. It's like a game that was made for ADHD people. Music still muted. Shouldn't be. Can you not hear the music? I hope you can hear music. It said there's nothing. Okay, cool. Experiment in the kitchen. Yes, please. Danny! I mean, I mean, it's on quite quiet. It's on quite quiet in the background, because I don't want it to be overpowering. Ow, there goes my ass again. There's very little off the table when it comes to me and sex. I'll try anything. Try sexual. I hate food. I hate food with sex. Can't stand it. Blech, freaks me out. I really don't like it. I had the same issues with Vampire Survivors. Once you've completed all of the challenges, it wears off a bit. That's good to know. That's good to know. I mean, I'm itching to play it now, but I don't think it's a very streamable game. It's quite boring because you've got to concentrate on it constantly. And so I can't really, banter with chat kind of thing. I mean, true, at the minute, most rounds only last like 8 minutes or so. I had an impromptu flat inspection from my letting agency, and it took a bunch of pictures, as they do. But I have this nude trans calendar on the back of my front door and forgot about it. So the man walked out. I saw his face fucking drop, and he looked so taken aback. Someone's sensitive to nudity. Amazing. I used to work in student housing for Manchester Met Uni. I was the night manager, the fun police. I was always the one that responded to fights or crying people or drugs or loudness or fires. We even had a fire one night because some fucking idiot did a load of noz in the bathroom and then decided he wanted to get a shower, a candle-lit shower. Fucking threw the match into the fucking waste paper bin and set it alight, and it was terrible. Anyway, but during the summer, when everyone's emptied out and gone home, we have something. We had like 6 weeks to basically go into these absolutely trashed student flats and houses and build them back up so that the new students in September could move in. And some of the states they were left in were absolutely unreal. Like, absolutely unreal. It's disgusting. I remember one time they had, like, under-bed storage, so we lifted up the mattress to see that this girl had clearly pissed the bed when she'd been drunk, not told anyone, and just flipped the mattress and left it there, so all the wood was rotten with piss. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, rubber glove time, and you have to chuck out the mattress, and we had to replace the bed flaps and stuff. But you lift up the storage bit, and there was just like a box full of used sex toys, and I'm talking like bits of fecal matter on them and stuff. It's just like, And in my nearly 5 years of working that job, I can say with confidence, teenage girls are so much grosser than teenage boys. Fucking disgusting. Yeah. Oh, yeah, some of them, they would leave them spotless. And you'd walk in and you'd be like, oh, because you have to do check. Whenever like the week before they all move in, we do check-ins and make sure everything's pristine, and that's so if they come to us at the end of the year, we have to do check-outs, and we say, look, there's damage to the wall, and they'll be like, oh, that was there when we moved in. No, it wasn't. We've done check-ins. We'd have noted it down. Anyway, yeah, some of them would just be like, oh. You Benjamin, this is beautiful. But some of them were, oh my god, the smell in some of the rooms. It's just you walk in, it's like, oh, fuck, you've lived in this, Jesus Christ. I'm not anywhere near that gross. You're also not a teenager, Danny. I left a blue tap marks on a wall and a beer stain in my halls. Yeah, I was pretty good in Cambridge halls. I used to smoke weed in my room though, and that was a bit of a naughty, but they never thought it was me because I was in the mature student flat with all other, like, because I went to uni when I was 29, and I went to, like, so I would smoke a bit of weed and stuff, so they put me in with all the other mature students, and there was a couple of disabled kids in there, and it was just like it was the forgotten about flat in the bottom corner of Cambridge halls. So if the security guards smelled weed, they'd never come knocking on our flat. They'd always go look for the younger folk up there. But no, I was good. I left it relatively tidy. Does sound a nasty job. I don't think I could do it. I loved that job. I left because they made us redundant, but I did want to leave by the end because of the red tape and bureaucracy of the university. Just made the job a really toxic place to work. But the actual job itself I was responsible for 970 teenagers. I'd work 3 nights on, 3 nights off on 12-hour shifts, and I loved it. You never knew it was always different. You never knew what was going to happen. One night you could have a mass brawl that you have to go and sort out. I mean, there was one time. Tell this story. one time there was reports of a party going on in one of the houses. Each house held 12 students. Each flat held 8. So in one of the townhouses, it was like, hey, there's a party going on. It was like 3 a.m. It's really loud. I'm trying to sleep. Can you send someone over? And that's the kind of thing that we respond to a lot. And oh my days!
What are you doing in my street?
To be continued, because we have a raid. Hey, Zobi1, so glad to bring you people. So happy to see you. So happy you brought your people over. I hope that you're well. I enjoyed having a little bit of Stardew earlier. I haven't played Stardew for quite a while, but that kind of gave me the itch to go back to it. For anybody who hasn't seen me before, hi! My name is Chunk, and I am a marginal... Fuck you, Chunk. That's how I even speak to myself. I'm a bearded buffoon, a marginal loon, a middle-aged man-child with a tendency to still go wild. I'm ADHD, as you will soon see. I often forget what I've said, but I'm an articulate ape, quite far from ship-shape. Did I mention I forget what I've said? I sing, I do voices, I make awful life choices, but as long as it raises a smile. I'm a postmodern clown who's allergic to frowns. My humour is, well, juvenile. We're very left-wing, and if that ain't your thing, then please just click away. We're the geeks and the freaks, the beautiful uniques, and this is the place where we stay. I adore my community, unless they commit mutiny and make me eat Parma violets. I have an enormous heart, I quite often fart, and occasionally talk about my privates. I'm terrible at games, but I love them all the same. The main event here is kindness. Our lows and our highs, we share and advise. Don't fear the past. It's behind us. So take a seat, embrace the beat. I hope I can lift your moods. Tell me one thing that brings joy to your lives. Be excellent. Party on, dudes. Thank you. I'm starting to learn that now off by heart. I've been saying it for a while now. Occasionally I have to bring up, occasionally glance to make sure I don't get lost. But hey, thank you for the shout out there for Zobi. Please go follow Zobi. She is a wonderful Australian. Not that any Australians aren't wonderful, but she's really good at GeoGuessr. More like handsome hunk. Oh, thank you. I do need to go back to the gym. It's been some time and they're feeling a bit flaccid. It blows my mind how you do that so flawless. Well, I do have it here in front of me. Oh, you have a few shockers in Oz, do you? I mean, I couldn't imagine living somewhere where the spiders can kill you. Yeah, I used to have a terrible phobia of spiders when I was a kid. Like really genuine. I couldn't even look at pictures of them in a book. I've managed to get over that. I don't mind spiders now. I get that initial spider, and I was like, no, it's just a spider because we're in Britain, and spiders don't eat you in Britain. So pint glass on it, paper under it, get it out and put it back out into the wilderness. No. When they're bigger than your face and a bite will kill you. Hell no. Weather seems nice though, so there's that. My 2 role models in life are Australian, and I have a New Zealand passport. Nice. Chunk is actually Sea Hunk. Some people used to call me Sea Hunk, short for charismatic hunk. Oh, behave. Tell me more. No hype creep emote in here. What's a hype creep emote? I'm old. I don't understand a lot of things. How you doing, Faffin I was telling a story about my my time as I used to be the night manager of a university hall's residence, the Fun Police, and I was telling a story about some of the stuff I used to get up to, but I've forgotten which one it was. So there you go, Zoe. You may have been beautiful with your raid, but you killed my story. It's fine. It's only because I'm ADHD and I can't remember what the hell I'm talking about. 3 a.m. party in a townhouse. Christ, that was every night. A hype pet emote, a tarantula. Oh no! Oh yes. So whenever we got a phone call of a party or a disturbance, we had to go and see what was going on. If it was deemed to be like too loud or too late kind of thing, so like 3 a.m, definitely too late. Walked out of my office and I could hear the from, and we're talking like a good 100 meters away, and it's like maybe even more, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's too loud. Normally you're meant to ring security. I had like a security team and say, hey, can I get a couple of officers down to support me while I go and break up this party? Jesus. So I didn't ring security because it was like Monday morning, and like the chaos nights were Wednesday night when it was student night in town at all the nightclubs, and Friday and Saturday nights, because obviously it's the weekend and the party, and so like Sunday night parties were never a big deal ever. So I was like, I'm not going to bother security because the MMU campus is huge and the security team was quite small and they have to do all of the campus and all of the halls and stuff like that. So that's why there was a manager in each one permanently to go and respond to things and call security if they think it was needed. And in this case, I didn't think it was needed. It was Sunday night. So I went over. And the house was closed. There was no one outside smoking, which is usually either a good or bad sign, 'cause it means there might be inside smoking, or there just might not be many people. I went further. There might not be many people. Anyone that knows this channel knows I am most definitely not a racist. I'm very, very left-wing. But there was that moment when, because I've got a master key for letting myself into every house, into every bedroom. There was a moment when I walked into the house. There was no one in the corridor, but the music was really loud, and I was like, they'll be sat around the table. They'll just be sat around the table, and I walked in, and there must have been like 60 black fellas in there that were buffed. I'm just like, my initial reaction was like, oh shit. To be fair, if it was 60 white guys all buffed and sat there as well, I'd be saying oh shit as well. But it was just a bit of like, oh god. And so I did my job, which was there's a certain skill in that job, which is owning the room. And so I put my dad voice on. So they're right. Music off, please. You know, like turn that down, turn it down. It's like off. Thank you. Right, guys, come on. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't want me to be the party pooper, but people are trying to sleep around here, and you keep them awake, okay? So I want to see only the residents in this house. I want all the guests to leave. Residents, please get your IDs out so that I can look at them and make sure that you do actually live here. I'm not angry. No one's getting reported. It's just this has to finish. And they all just stood up and went, yeah, no worries, boss. And that was it. They all left really peacefully. It didn't always go that well. Sometimes when you were telling people to leave who didn't want to leave, they could get really aggressive. And we had a hands-off policy on all students. We could only ever do we couldn't even touch them in any way, shape, or form unless it was in defense. With non-students, we're a little bit more flexible on that because we don't have a responsibility to them to keep them safe. Although I was always very much saying, look, even if they're being assholes, we have a duty of care to protect these young people who are, you know, out of their home environment for the first time probably experiencing drugs, you know, aren't in the right minds kind of thing, thinking they're fucking, you know, Jack the Lad because, you know, they're double hard or whatever. I don't fucking know. But yeah, sometimes it would get quite nasty. I remember one time I went into a flat that was, again, playing music too late, and there was this guy in the kitchen. He was just there on his own. I was like, are you a resident here? And he was playing music, and he was like, no, I'm not a fucking resident. And I'm like, oh, you're going to have to leave then, fella. Can you have to turn the music off as well? And he put his boot up on the kitchen counter and was like, fucking see this boot here, mate? Fucking see this? You need to fuck off or it's going up your fucking ass, mate. Like, okay. Turned around, left the flat, straight on my radio. Yeah, can I have security back up, please? I've got an aggressive teenager lad here who's just refusing to leave. Yeah, just really, if you've got a chance to pop over. And within like a minute, like 4 of the biggest, burliest security blokes like came. So I was like, cheers, fellas. I'm sure you won't put up much of a fuss. We walked into the flat, all 5 of us together, opened the kitchen door, his face just went... all the colour drip. Oh, I was only joking, mate. No, it's fine. I'm going. It's like, yeah. Funny how they changed the stories. Tell you, I could write a fucking book about this shit that I saw. I mean, it wasn't all good. It was, you know, there was some really fucking serious bad shit that happened. Had to respond to a suicide. There was like sexual assaults and things like that. It wasn't always a giggle. But the because it was so unpredictable, I really enjoyed it. It suited my mind, and I was protecting people, and I'm big on that. You know, sometimes I'd get a phone call like, "Oh, our mate's like, he's far too drunk and he's laid in the street covered in his own piss and vomit," and it's like, Rubber gloves on, right? Come on then. Come on, fella, up you get. Right, come on. One arm over me here, that's it. Come on. Which flat do you live in, mate? And his friends are there like, oh, he's in he's in one of the houses, I won't say whichever was. I was like, right, okay, come on. You have to get him. He's like, it's like, yep. Oh, you're gonna feel sorry in the morning, lad. And then you open up the bedroom door and chuck them on the bed, make sure they're not laid on their back, and tell the housemates look after him because he's pissed, you know. Some people get beer muscles when they're wasted. Don't the hooligans usually stick to the football matches? I mean, I don't know. I don't go to football matches, but yeah, it really, really suited my brain. It was just such a shame that the university made it such a toxic work environment that by the end I was quite happy to be made redundant. I was like, you know what? Yeah, fine. Give me the severance. And I used the severance to start my own events business. Finally started my own events business. I went to university and got a degree in events management. I have over a decade of event experiences, live shows, club nights, bloody cinema shows. I've worked at big conferences and stuff like this. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'm finally going to take the plunge. It's very rare that I get a cash injection. I've got $6,000 severance. And it's like, I'm going to make this happen. And then 6 months later, the pandemic started. The entire industry collapsed. And I've been kind of on a downward spiral ever since. Although today is the start of an upward spiral. I'm determined to get better because I've not been very well in the head for a lot of months now. In fact, years. And a lot of it does tie into that kind of failure of the events company. And my current job is really good for the chaos spicy brain, but their bureaucratic bullshit has broken my brain. It's tragic when that happens. Basically the university had lost money that year in the catering department, so all the university cafes and whatnot, and so they decided to get rid of our team. And it's like, he says, like, you know, we all made the argument of like, you know how these kids destroy the houses, like, and you know we have sexual assaults and mental health issues. We had one kid that was, it's trigger warning, guys, I'm sorry. We had one kid who was like carving himself up every night, and I had to go and like, Jesus, dude, and like fucking like dress his wounds and get an ambulance out for him and stuff. And it's like, you understand that we're like the last line of defense against them going all out fucking mental and, you know, just tearing the place down. And they were like, yeah, but we need to make the money back, so it'll be cheaper just to replace everything at the end of the year. And it's just like, fucking wankers. Yeah, but they say it was, I'd like a job in like a little community cafe where I'm making a real difference in people's lives, but it's doing something I love, which is cooking. But also I can have, I love giving good quality customer service. I've worked in customer service all my life. And I do enjoy it. If I'm working for a company that looks after me, I enjoy it. I really enjoyed my job before Christmas at Tesco. And all I was doing was packing orders up onto trolleys and taking them down to the car park when people are doing click and collects. And I loved it. It's just that was one day. I just found out that Lottie had got a new boyfriend. Lottie's my partner of 9 years. We ended last year. So I just found out she got a new boyfriend. I got leathered because that's how I deal with things. I've got a problem with alcohol addiction. And then the next morning I was at work. It was like the day before Christmas Eve or something. It was a very much around Christmas time. And I got into work to find that one of the team leaders, she was not a manager, but managers weren't there, so she like took control, had taken one of our trolleys away from us. So normally we had 5 trolleys. We needed 6, and she took one away and left us with 4 on one of the busiest days I've ever seen in that shop. And I went in and tried to speak to her and say, we need a trolley. You can't take, we need this to do our job. And she was elderly, 70s, very much Hull born and bred fishwife. You're like, fucking. And she's like, you're not fucking having one of them. No, we fucking need them. No, you can get... Yeah. And I'm just like, we need one. And there was one in the corner not being used. It had loads of jackets and papers on it. I said, what about that one that you're not using it? And she saw that there was one there that wasn't in use that they could have spared. And she's like, you're not fucking having it. And stormed off. So I was like, oh, fuck yourself. And just walked out and quit. If she hadn't have done that, I'd still be working there because I enjoyed that job. I enjoyed giving good customer service and I enjoyed the physical aspect of it. I was getting quite fit again doing that job because it was heavy work. But I've got to a point now. I'm 39. In less than 5 months, I'll be 40, and I'm done taking shit off people. I won't do it, which is another reason why I'm currently on welfare. I'm signed off sick because I can get a job, but I'm not well enough to keep one. I'll tell you what, it did feel so good. Have I ever done a cooking stream? Once or twice, yeah. I did a cottage pie. That was great. I make good cottage pie. And I made pizzas once, but there was a special caveat with the pizzas, is that one of them, I let the community pick my toppings, and it was vile. It was so horrible. We had extra strong mince, Parma violets. I hate Parma violets. Gravy skin, custard, Weetabix, extreme chili sauce. I can't remember what else. Anyway, it was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Just shit management and upper management always. I just don't understand. It's almost like as soon as someone gets promoted to management level, they become a fucking dickhead. But then in the British education system, at least within MMU, nepotism was rife. You know, you got the job because of who you knew. It was nothing to do with whether you had the skills for the job. Fucking useless place. Dad voice or friend voice? Surprisingly, friend voice works better with the obnoxiously drunk. It does. But if you're trying to do friend voice with a room full of people, they don't listen. Because if you go, hey, excuse me, come on, fellas, can we just wind this down a bit? It's quite late now. And then because you've not made an impact, you've not owned the room, some of them will start laughing. Look at this guy with his fucking beard, and then you've lost them. You ain't getting them out without security coming to remove them. Then things get hostile. And trust me, I did this for years. So yeah, you're best off. You have to use your what do they call it? Like active risk assessment. You're constantly assessing the risks around you, the changes in moods, and you adapt your behaviour accordingly. I fucking loved that job. I should have. I mean, I couldn't stay. They made me redundant. What can you do? I really enjoy my job with studio I'm with. Purely lucky to be there. When I feel we do projects and things within our community, it's so nice seeing how we help people every week has made it so much nicer the past few months. So that's awesome, J2. That's the kind of thing I want. I'm sick of working for faceless corporations who say to the general public in the UK, like, the times are hard, we're here for you, while keeping prices high because they don't want to dip into their multi-million pound profits every year. And it's like, you could have just for 1 year taken a hit and fed the entire fucking country for a reasonable price while we're all going through this shit. You don't care about people, you care about money, and you sure as shit don't care about me. I'm a payroll number. You don't know my fucking first thing about me. You don't know what I enjoy doing in my time off. I am nothing to you but a number, and you don't give a fuck if I leave. I'm done working for companies like that. It just ain't happening anymore. I would rather be off on welfare on a pittance than working for a cunt. And that's the bottom line. Ah, dear. 10 jobs in the past 8 years. I can't. Oh, the crickets. I forgot we had honey roast crickets on that pizza as well. Hey, Bruella, how you doing? We've actually had a genuine 1 hour, 40-minute chatting stream. This is crazy. I never do this. I'm always playing video games and stuff, but it feels quite good, actually. I can see why Valen does it now. At least no pineapple. I love pineapple on pizza. That's why I swore to myself I'd never work retail again. During the pandemic, I had to get a job, and so I did online customer service for Superdrug. I hated it. I hated it so much. It was the worst. I was senior management and currently going back on flexible working arrangements. Arseholes. That is fucked up. 3 months later, he was on that border control reality show, being pulled into a interrogation room at the airport because they found CP in his luggage and on his computer. CP? So I've never been more glad to have been shouted at a little man's face in my life. In his luggage and on. Oh. No, don't clarify that. I don't want that. No. Yeah. Crowd management. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Nothing similar near you that you could do now? Possibly, but I've been out of work for a very long time. I haven't done that for years. I wouldn't know how to get that foot in the door anymore, but I'm still not well enough to work because my meltdowns are still far too regular. So I kind of can't guarantee that I'll keep a job, you know? That's the bad bit. I just got a follower, but no alert. I'm sorry for that. Hello, Win. Hello, it's Winnie Official. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to Chunk's Place. I hope you enjoy your stay. Makes hypervigilance we tend to have really useful. Yeah, absolutely. And it is. I am sensitive to lots of things. I can smell weed a mile off because I love it. So I feel like so it's like weed. Like if the students were outside their houses having a joint, I'd go over to them and say, guys, go smoke it outside the courtyard because that's public land. I've got no jurisdiction there. You're smoking it inside the courtyard. I'm gonna have to, you know, do something about it. But I don't want to do that because you're only smoking weed. And they'll be like, yeah, no worries, and they'd leave and go out the courtyard. That was fine. It's when I found them smoking weed in their houses that's what I didn't like, because it makes the house fucking stink. And not everybody in a 12-man house likes the smell of weed, but they'll be too shy to say anything because they don't want to be ostracized from the groups. That's where we come in. It was always like anonymous when people reported things to us. You know, they just yeah, whatever. When I ran my old pub, anytime something went hostile, the local women took over, as the piss squaddies were less willing to put hands on a lassie. Absolutely. If anything, I would love to be self-employed. I've done it. It's incredibly stressful, but my God, it's good. Being your own boss is amazing. Nepotism is the most insidious corruption. That's a lovely sentence. That's a gorgeous sentence. I like that sentence. That's got some great words in it. Oh yeah, we've been doing all right today, brother. We've been clearing. I spent about an hour talking about my mental health because I had a bit of a collapse at the weekend, and how I'm feeling much more positive, and I'm writing things, headbutting my mic, writing things that I'm good about so that I can refer to them. I need to give much more credit to my achievements and less self-hate for my failures. You know, I'm trying to change my mindset because it's going to be years before I actually get my official ADHD what do they call it? What do they call it when you diagnosis? I miss working on the bars and nightclubs. There were some great nights. Yeah, I always remember you being behind the bar when I would pop into various Manchester pubs. It's like, bloody hell, man, do you get about a bit? My boss is good. He helped me move home, helped me learn to drive, supported all future projects, extra buys lunch, and never asked for anything back in return. Holy shit, that's great, man. You see, a good boss will keep me in a shit job for ages. I mean, you say you like your job, so you're winning. But yeah, I mean, just to feel valued, it's a big thing, man. I'm into that. There's the realization. Yes. No, we don't talk of that. I've not managed to find a suitable job since the pandemic took my events job away from me. I hear that. Been trying to find an easy part-time admin job, but nobody wants a disabled entry-level admin at 36. Is there not some sort of like disability rights scheme or something? I know that this is only for Hull and the Hull area. I'm in Hull, by the way, which is a city in northeast England. But the fella who is my like caseworker at the welfare office sent me this. There you go. So it's a charity company in Hull that specializes in getting work for people that have recovered from mental breakdowns. I've not contacted them yet because I'm starting to feel like I might soon be ready to enter the workplace. I think the structure in my life would be good, especially on the days when I can't escape my own head. But yeah, it's like stuff like out there. It's like, you know, they have contacts in all these companies and stuff where they're saying, look, these people have fallen apart and put themselves back together and they need to re-enter the workplace. Because for most places, you go for a CV and enter a CV for a job and they'll say, well, you've been unemployed for 8 months. What have you been doing? And you're like, in bed crying. They'll be like, yeah, okay, no, we're not taking a risk on you because you might start crying again a month in, you know, that kind of thing. I've been out of work for a year now. It's been since late December for me. I think I did get a job in the prison system as a escort officer, but I couldn't hack it. I just genuinely couldn't hack it. I was in a bad place mentally, and the inmates were fine. It was the people I was working with. The prison system is its own world, and it is a world run by old white men who are racist, who are homophobic, who are misogynistic, and it was vile. And in our equality training, I brought up the fact that I'd heard cases of racism, homophobia, misogyny multiple times in the short few weeks that I'd worked there. And the trainee, the prison trainee equalities officer, said, "Oh, well, if you can't take the banter, you won't last in the prison, mate." I'm like, right, well, I ain't lasted in the prison then, and I quit. Been waiting for disability stuffs. I'm probably gonna. I've been waiting for my assessment to say basically, my doctor's basically signed me off and said, look, you're mental, you need time off. Here's your sick notes. The government say that's not enough anymore. I need to be assessed by a government agent. Doctors aren't reliable. Our company is an insurance company and we can really help a lot of people, and we do, so it can be really rewarding, but the company makes everything so fucking difficult so they can make their upper management bonuses. It's bureaucracy. It's atrocious, which is why I think I really want to go work something that's like community driven rather than profit driven. Maybe a charity sector, but not like one of these charities which skims everything off the top. Even though people do need to get paid, it's a difficult thing. Weed legit smells like armpits. I love the smell of weed, I really do, but I know some people are quite sensitive to it and don't like it. That's absolutely fine. But no, I do like weed. But I'm off the weed. I fell off the I fell off the wagon for alcohol at the weekend, but I'm still completely off the weed because it was robbing my motivation to do anything. I was got to a point where I was so miserable I was waking up stumbling downstairs and straight away because I couldn't handle being in my brain. So I guess that is also progress, actually. Should give myself more credit. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give myself a lot more credit. Oh, it stinks. It's a very pungent and sticky smell, but I do like it. Pretty sure the smell triggered a migraine at one point. Yeesh. I worked in 23 different bars in Manchester, all run by one company. Were they all Stonegate? Holy shit. I second that. I've been a freelancer, but never 100% full time. Would always have at least a few hours a week casual job. Being in control of your own shit is a great feeling. Amen to that, sister. I think I got major lucky. Has got a job I enjoy, plus a great team and a boss. You have. It seems to be a rarity. Just for me too. The can of itself is fine, but all the crap that mixed in sends me a little angry. Whoa, fair enough. Never known weed send anyone angry. Usually just. Job Centre's got a disability program. All does mean they ring you weekly. They've basically left me to it. I don't even have a Job Centre advisor anymore at all. Yeesh. Have you got a PIP? With equality laws, but with entry levels and disability, people just claim you're not qualified enough, and it can actually mean go away, you useless cunt. Yeah, I know that is the case. I've sat on interview panels where I've seen that happen, but you don't say anything because that's your manager that's making that decision, and you want to keep your job. It's fucking bullshit. I was on that 10 years back, even though I'm on morphine and uninsurable and in a mob scooter. A mob scooter? A lot of jobs are toxic and horrifying. I think the problem is that the main people giving jobs are the giant rich corporations, and independent businesses are all collapsing because the costs of everything is too high and they can't make ends meet. which is awful and tragic, and it's exactly what the billionaires want. But then they're so ingrained in our system that it's so much cheaper for me to go shop at Lidl rather than go to a greengrocer's and then a butcher's and then a baker's, because it's just cheaper. And none of us on this absolute bottom level of the ladder have got any fucking money. Capitalism. Guess I'll fucking leave then. Fuck you, I quit, yeah. The subreddit for this is very cathartic. I've never understood Reddit. I've tried to go a few times and it just weirds me out. Fucking hate weed, man, but it's a mental trigger from life shit. Yeah, you've had some potted boyfriends, haven't you? I remember. Had my checkup assessment on Friday morning. Didn't feel like a reassess. Felt like a first. You ain't getting this, buddy. Asses. Whoa. That's amazing. You should be really proud of that. I left myself no choice. I took my bong and I took a hammer and I smashed it. I can't stand tobacco, so I don't smoke joints. And I smashed my bong, and what little weed I had left, I threw it away. Gone. I certainly can't afford any more weed. So, all good. I'm just waiting for the refusal so I can get the tribunal going. Jesus. I feel you're on the reliability thing. I've been off 4 years, really struggled with the structure of work, and while this last year I've been finally doing better in terms of being able to manage the stresses, I'm just not managing it reliably, and it kills me. It's such a fucking difficult struggle that so many people don't seem to understand. And there's a saying about being an addict, which is you can never understand what it's like to be an addict unless you are an addict. You could read all the books about it, you can have all the conversations with the addicts, but you will never truly understand those impulsive urges and that level of self-destruction until you've lived it. And I think it's the same with ADHD, stress management, disabilities. There's these people that think they know what you're going through. They can never really truly feel it. And so I stand in solidarity with everyone that has to go through that level of judgment from the wider society, because they don't understand. And it's painful. It's really painful. Mob's good mobility, right? Thank you. PIP is easier than DLA. I filled out my PIP ages ago and I've not heard a thing. I'm procrastinating going to bed because my shithead boss is calling me in the morning so I can update him on my mental state. Even if it's coming from a position of concern, there's still that undercurrent of when are you coming back to work? Yeah, I had that at MMU. I had to take a bit of time off when my head went west, but they're like, oh yeah, you take your time, you get well, but when are you coming back? Oh yeah, no, you take your time, you're getting well, but when are you coming back? People are relying on you coming back. Everyone's having to pull up together and do extra shifts to cover your shifts. So yeah, you take your time, you're fine, no pressure, but when are you coming back? DLA goes in every month. Don't have to do anything, have any assessments or anything. As far as I know, PIP is regularly assessed. I don't know. It was something that my welfare officer mentioned, because I was like, look, you're giving me the absolute bare minimum here to live each month. It's not quite enough. I need a little bit more. And he's like, well, apply for a PIP. So I did. But it did seem very, very tailored towards physical disabilities rather than mental health issues, so I don't think I'll get it, to be honest. Corporations incorporate, lobby government, turn everything into orphan crushing machine businesses now. I'd like to move to Greece or Spain. Everything seems so much fucking chiller there, like really chill. I'm thinking of downloading Duolingo again. I've wanted to try and learn Spanish for years, and I've done it a few times and always leave after a few days because spicy brain. But I really want to feel focused. If I want to focus on something, and I really want to join the gym. In fact, I've made the decision. I'm going to join the gym later. I got the cost of living payment earlier today, and although a lot of that's gone into food and stuff, I've got to, because my gym is quite cheap. So it's £22 a month. So £66 will get me 3 months of gym work. And I think that'll be huge in building back my self-confidence, but also building back my physical fitness and my frame. Which does help. A healthy body can very much help with a healthy mind. So yeah, I think that's something I definitely am going to do this afternoon after this stream. I have this, but cigarette smoke, I hate the smell of tobacco. The horrible X of the scent association can really send me into a panic. The scent association? Oh dear. I'm so sorry to hear that. When are you coming back is murder, yeah. Also asking me to sign authority forms so they can request my fucking med records and talk directly to my doctors. I'm never signing that because absolutely get fucked. Damn, is that a thing in Australia? Jesus. Is it a thing in the UK? I've not come across it, but that means, I mean, honestly, a lot of the last 5 months, especially the last 5 months, has been an absolute fucking blur. Jesus. I suppose we don't have health insurance here. We have the NHS. We just, everything's free at the point of access. It's understaffed, underfunded, and under extreme pressure, but it is still there for now. It's so fucking hard to lead the people you work with. Fuck the bosses. Yeah, leave after a few days because ADHD. Lol. My current state is my boss's direct fault. He's very good at laying on the bullshit and sounds like he's saying all the right things. But I also had multiple meetings about the issues before I couldn't take it anymore. Jesus. Job centers asked me for permission to talk to my docs before. I've always refused because I don't want them talking about it without knowing what they're saying. Yeah, but can't you request all correspondence? Isn't that like the GDPR Act over here, that you can, any company, you can request every single email, letter, or comment note about you from a company, and they have to provide it. So having them go, oh, absolutely, make sure you look after yourself. That's the most important bit. Bastards, aren't they? Hello, Chadwick Jr. How you doing? We're having a chatting stream today. We very rarely do chatting streams. I'm normally playing video games, and I will start playing a video game soon because I do realise I've now actually finally caught up with chat. I got a little glimpse there of what it's like to be Valen. I'm in Canada, so free healthcare too, but I have supplemental insurance. That's totally fair. Hey, Kieran, how you doing, familiar? Good to see you, dude. Good to see you. Yeah, we're doing all right today. We're doing all right. We've been talking about some deep shit, some funny shit, some weird shit. But overall, I think it's been cathartic for most people here. I wouldn't trust a DWP to honour GDPR requests. They're not maliciousness, they're just inept. But if it's like anything, though, you pester them, they'll have to. And of course, there is an independent ombudsman that overlooks the GDPR as well, which is like has power over social services. I mean, civil servants. Long-term disability is covered by my benefits. Half salary is hard but manageable. No idea how hard it would be if I'd be on the public stuff. It's not easy. If I get awarded the PIP, that would be very, very helpful. Very helpful. That would be a livable wage. Part of me doesn't want the PIP. I want to get well. I want to get back to work. Which is why I'm doing all these things and trying so hard to change my mindset and change my mental health and improve my mental health, because I want to work. I like working. It sounds crazy. I like working. I found out, especially working for Tesco before Christmas, that I really like physical work. So I would go back for a physical job. It made me feel so good and healthy and active, and it actually kept my ADHD down because I was out of energy. I was exhausted. I really liked it, and I'd like to go back to physical work, but no, that's unfair. I'm going to say what I was going to say, and then I'm going to say why it was unfair. Physical jobs tend to attract people that are ignorant, but that's not fair. That really isn't fair. Most of the staff at Tesco were fucking lovely, and it was a very physical job. I was thinking more like bricklayers and stuff like that. But then who am I to say that? I know the stereotypical bricklayer. I don't fucking know any bricklayers. So how do I know that that's the truth? Stereotypes are dangerous. I mean, they exist for a reason, but they can be dangerous to society. The thing is, my work is an injury insurance claim. Since they're treating us, I've lodged a claim against them, and that's the process for that, but I haven't, and they have zero right to that info. Do you have legal advice? Can you fight this, you know? Do we have like citizens advice and stuff like that over here? I don't know if you've got anything like that over there. If you've been diagnosed, you should have no issue. It's going to be, I mean, I've been diagnosed with depression and anxiety, but I've not been diagnosed with my ADHD, and it's going to take years. Listening to this as an American is frustrating. What, we have free healthcare and welfare. Even if you receive a PIP, you can still work. I did not know that. That's always the kicker. I really miss work. I really want to work. Exactly. It would be so bad for me to go back. Yeah. I can't go. I can't. I go crazy in this room. I don't want to stay home all day. I go fucking nuts. And I don't want to put myself back into the workplace until I truly feel that I am ready and that I can handle the stresses that comes with working in customer service, which is what I've always done. It's what I'm qualified to do. It's what I'm experienced in. So it's probably the only job I can get, because no one's going to take on a 39-year-old junior, you know? Yeah. I want to work, but I can't. Physically active jobs are so good for ADHD. I loved working in hospitality. So good for the spicy brain. Yeah, I love doing events, because it's stressful, it's busy, but when they go right and everyone's having a great time, and afterwards you're like, oh shit, I made some money tonight. There's some shows I put on like before the pandemic, when I was really building up the event management thing. There was some shows where at the end of the show, you know, you'd pack down, go home, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, pay everyone that needed paying, the bands, the sound crew, you know, the person sat on the door, the merch guy, you know, just pay everyone that you agreed rates. And then you look at what's left. And one morning I remember I was like, well, we got $4,000 here. $4,000 for one night. Unfortunately, they are rare, because if you could do them every week, you would be laughing. But in order to book the bigger bands, which will guarantee a return on your money, you need huge amounts of money to invest and lay down the deposit on the band's performance. I was starting to budget how I could start doing that, because I certainly had the contacts, but now I was starting to make the money, and then the pandemic hit. And again, I'd spent over 10 years of my life working towards that point, so it was a bit of a kick in the balls. Sorry, this is scroll back up. Doing all right. Been off work for a week due to some health stuff. I'm well back to work as soon as my roster says I'm up. Glad to hear it. I mean, obviously, sad to hear that you've been off work, dude, but I'm glad to hear that you're going back to work. Are you still enjoying the job? Because I remember when you first got it, you messaged me and said, you know, it was really good and you were loving it, and made me feel good, man. Chunk, did I finish Link? I did. It was great. It was stressful, especially that last boss, but it was great. I can just say no to signing anything that they say if I don't know how to organise an independent medical examination, because apparently they just want to make sure they're doing everything they can to support. Yeah. I don't know what to say to you, dude. It's a messed up system. It's just so much red tape and bullshit. Buddy has cerebral palsy and still works. Cool as fuck, man. Same for my LTD, actually. Up to my old salary, but they claw back anything that would put me over my old salary. But I live in a very small town, so options are limited without burning a lot of bridges if it doesn't work out. Ugh, that's harsh, man. He gets a PIP to get his car and covered days he needs off. Brilliant. Behind me? Was there a Valen? PIP delay is supposed to pay for the extra costs you incur for being disabled, having extra sick days and stuff, not replace income from not working. In fact, legally, they can't use DLA to calculate your income for the benefits. I don't know if it's the same for PIP. I mean, the benefits guy did say that PIP is completely unrelated to the job centre. So I get my universal credit every month, but the PIP is something completely different. But if I do go to a medical assessment with a government agent who gets and then decides that I am as mentally fucked up as I am, I will get more universal credit. So there is that. Same with gigs. Sometimes we get £250 between us, other times we get £250 each. Absolutely. And part of the booking process is haggling with your bands and saying, hey guys, you know, I'm putting this show on, this is what we're going to be charging on the door. I think that's what's important as well, so they know how much you're going to be making off the back of their performance. How much do you need to come and play? We'll provide backline, or you know, you can bring backline, and that kind of thing. And it's all a bit negotiation game. Events, putting on live music shows are a gamble, and I do like gambling, I will admit, because it's like, this is going to cost me £1,000 to put on, but there's a possible return investment of £4,000 coming back. Whereas sometimes you can put £1,000 putting a show on, and you only take £100 on the door. But your bands don't give a shit. Your sound engineer doesn't give a shit. Your venue doesn't give a shit. Your door person doesn't give a shit. Your merch person doesn't give a shit. They won't pay in the agreed fee. So you lose money. Promoters deserve a lot more respect. You're gonna have to Zobit, you're gonna have to send that to Beardy or Bruella. I think Bruella might have disappeared. She might still be there. And then because you can't post links, only VIPs and mods can post links, just to protect myself from naughty people posting naughty things. I'm enjoying the job still. The team is great, and I have a good boss. Excellent, that's good. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all. It's just something we have. Most of it is helping elders with tech issues, so lots of patience and finding the right way to solve different problems. Got to be right. But no worries, dude. No worries. The difference between is this DLA is what wrong with you, and PIP, how does it affect you? Right, okay, that's good to remember. Some promoters do. Well, we honestly, when me and Lottie were doing our gigs, we paid everyone their agreed fee, no matter how much we lost. Always paid everyone. Even if it was just like a paltry, look, there's 50 quid for the petrol tank, and we made sure everyone got paid for our shows. Because that's how you build a reputation, and reputation is everything in events management, well, especially in UK Metal Underground. And that's why when Bloodstock went sour, my career ended, because my reputation got destroyed. I may have got plenty of people standing up for me and saying, well done, you've done the right thing, but emails from booking agents and tour operators stopped. It's like, right, that's the game we play then, is it? And it still has a very sour taste in my mouth. I try not to get in people's faces about the Bloodstock thing, because I would be a hypocrite, because I listen to Pantera and I listen to Hailstorm. So I let people do what we've had this conversation many times before. You know, you draw your own line. Just some of our lines are in slightly different places. But it ended my career. And I can't not believe that they set out to do that. Lots of them end up paying you out of the next performance if they pay you at all. I have fibromyalgia. I know the word, but I don't know what it means. I'm unacceptable to DLA, but happily accepted on PIP. I mean, as long as they're looking after you, I suppose that's what matters in the end. Right, we're going to play a game. Come on. Wow, I've never done a 2-hour, 10-minute talking session. That's madness. Okay, so the choices are, my friends. I could continue to play Road 96. Sucking the teats of cunts like that would make you complicit. Same way working for a corp would. Yeah, I was the only one that stepped down. Everybody else is still sucking at that teat. It's a reason I can't stand Facebook. I'm looking forward to this Friday's club night being over so I can deactivate my Facebook account for another couple of months. Everywhere I look, everyone's still sucking the dick of Bloodstock, and it's like, fair enough. But you're all aware, though, right? Are you? You're all aware. It's just the elephant in the room we don't talk about. Oh, fuck it. This was very cathartic. Yeah, it's been cathartic for me as well. I mean, I do talk about my own personal mental health struggles on stream occasionally, semi-regularly, frequently, but never really as long as that. We don't really sit and just talk. Usually I'll talk for 20 minutes at the start of the stream and then we'll go into a game. So I've actually really enjoyed that. Right, here's your two choices for a poll. This is what I'm going to spend the next hour or so playing until I'm still 8 months down the line. I'm still recovering from a broken coccyx. I don't think it's ever going to fully heal, but sitting for a long period of time hurts my ass. Oh, thank you. I mean, I was going to get up and do a stretch anyway. Oh, Christ, I don't know if the microphone picked up those elbow clicks, but that was good. Oh, thank you. So, Beardy, please do a poll. Your two choices are, I can continue Road 96. We played like 30 minutes of it the other night. Or, you can indulge me and let me. Well, thank you for the googly eyes, faffing a boot. And I am going to hydrate, but I need to go and fill my water bottle to do that, which is why I'm going to go on and be right back. So the choices are Road 96, or if you want to indulge me, a bit of my childhood, Hogs of War for the PS1, voiced by Rick Mail, which I am really excited to play. But I will play what you guys want to watch, because ultimately you are the viewers here. I will be back as soon as I've filled my water, stretched my legs, looked at something that isn't a screen for a few minutes. I suggest you do the same. If you have not taken your meds today, don't forget to do so, because they are important. Even if you feel like they're not working, I can guarantee you they are, because you'll be 10 times worse off them. 3-minute poll at the top of chat. Thank you. So there you go. The poll is at the top of chat. Please answer what you would like. I'll be back in a few minutes, and we will play whatever you guys decide. It's 100% with 11 votes. I love it. I love it. We want a bit of Hogs of War, do we? Damn right. I'm so glad you all chose that. Okay. I just had a small piece of the sort of quiche that I made this morning, and now it's sat for a couple of hours. It's bloody gorgeous. Oh, no. I don't have a Twitter, Borgasm, I'm afraid. I really don't get on with social media at the best of times. Not gonna be about long. Dinner is soon, but okay. But I appreciate that. If you've got a Discord, I do have one of those, so feel free to send me a DM on that. Wow, God, that was tasty. Sorry, that was. It wasn't perfect. I need to do it. I need to try it again because I used too much oil, so the hash brown crust didn't go crispy like I wanted it to. It was still quite soggy and oily, basically. I think it could have been a little bit hotter. I think maybe I might actually do it on the stovetop, the crust, so make sure the bottom gets a nice, good, like almost like a soccer rat from a paella. and then oven bake for the top of it to go crispy, and then add my eggs and mixture. But it was like a frittata. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, Hogs of War. Yes, here we go. Oh, I need to install it, but it's only small, so it shouldn't take long. Oh, I've used this in a while. It's got a bit of dust on it, but I think a PlayStation pad would be a good idea. Cable. Is that it? Looks like it. Looks like it. It is! Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, I often make fridge soup. I like fridge soup, but that was good. That was good. Again, just too much oil. But other than the too much oil, it was quite, healthy as well. Very oniony, and God, I love onions. Quite a bit of garlic in there as well. Maybe a little bit too much. Good hit of Dijon in that bite as well. Feel like that ice cream taster. Arietta. Back in the tongue. That's the time. Right, let's play some games, dudes. Right. Yes. Oh, it's the first time install. Beardy, please, could you change the game title to Hogs of War? Hang on. Why has that got retro arch up there? That's not what I'm using. Oh, there we go. Play. It's big for you, but it's incredibly small for me. Hopefully there will be an option. Oh. Come on, be nice. Be nice. I've bought it on Steam. It should work on Steam. This is not emulation. Already done. Oh, thank you, Beardy. Appreciate that. Right, troubleshooting. On modern machines, problems can be encountered. For instance, sound card drives, video drivers, modern hardware, hard disk need defragmenting or scanned and fixed for errors. My days. Here's a list of things to try. Make sure the game has been installed properly. Well, yes, okay. Make sure DirectX has been installed properly, for God's sake. Why me? Why is it always me? Alright, let's have a quick look. You bought this too, see if I've wasted 89 pence. I mean, for me, this has got a huge nostalgia factor. Just let me make sure my DirectX is up to date. There we go. Just let me run that. I accept the agreement. I do not want the fucking Bing bar. Thank you very much. Microsoft. They never learn, do they? I played this to death as a kid. I used to be really good at it as well. That's a long time ago. No installation is necessary. Okay, so that's good. Make sure virtual memory is enabled on your system. The fuck is that? I know very little about computers. Thank you very much, Borgasm. Speak to you soon, dude. Also, I love the name. It's enabled, don't worry. Thank you. Run scan disk, run disk defragmenter. Clean out old temp files. Make sure you don't have any antivirus utilities running resident prior to playing. Do not have any third-party Windows memory management utilities. Make sure you do not have third-party Windows disk caching. What? It's asking me to like run and check, scan and fix system files and shit. This is ridiculous, right? Okay, stop the game. Exit the game. Shoot. Let's try and start it again. Yes, thank you. Play. So I click play and you can see the blue spinning circle going on. I've seen someone play this recently on Steam, on Twitch. I think it was Cutting Class. It was he that made me aware of its existence on Steam. Just make sure it's not hidden behind any of these windows anywhere. No. Well, after all that bloody hype. It says disable Windows Defender. Oh, great. Top left says play. Play. Well, looks like I'm getting a refund for this then, doesn't it? I'm on Windows 11, so... I have an idea. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Beardy, make it work. Beardy's our go-to tech guy. I'll get this to work. I'll get this to work. Don't you worry. He says. Fix it, Beardy. How do I make it die? Okay. Okay, I think I can fit Hogs of War freeze, right? Okay. Hey, you're welcome, Zobi. I hope tomorrow morning goes well for you. Sleep well, my dear. Beardy with a spanner emote when he's fixing things. The emotes cost like 40 quid a time. So, no. Thank you, Zobi. I hope you have a good night, dear. Right, so there's a little bit of jiggery pokery I need to do, apparently. This will be fun. It's program files x86. Is that the one? No. Oh bollocks! There you go. Steam. There we go. Steam. Nothing there for Hogs of War. Great. Okay, I have another idea. Stream ROMs. extract. Yep. Thanks, Bailey. Steam apps. Common. Thank you. Hogs of War. I've actually lost the page where it says what to do. Give me a fact. There it is. It says change for Windows 10, but I'm hoping that's going to be Windows 11 as well. Fuck off, RetroArch. I don't want you anymore. Right. Open the warhogs.ini file. What's an ini file? I've got an ICO file, configuration settings, and applications. Hey, Unicorn Mom, how you doing? A little bit of technical issue going on here, but we'll get it fixed shortly. We'll get it fixed shortly. I hope. Oh, config file, thank you. Okay. And then the application file. Yeah, there we go. Properties. Compatibility. As okay, apply. Change settings for all users. That's fine. Cross your fingers. Bollocks. Oh, has that changed how it works in Steam? Aha! Okay, I think we got somewhere. Oh, Jesus! Something's gone very wrong. I hope you're all still there. But these two monitors have gone blank, and this is searching for a required file, and it's huge! Bloody hell. Oh, dearie me. This is, my system is very angry. Oh dear. Right, I need to control alt delete out of this. It was you. I can't access any of my open programs. What the hell? Everything's just giving me error messages, or error bleeps. But I can't open Task Manager, so what's there that shouldn't be there? Oh, shit. That wasn't what I meant to do. Oh, God, what have I done? What the fuck have I done? I've lost everything. Oh, God. I hope I'm still alive, dudes. I'm sorry if I'm not. Give me a moment. How to reopen Windows Explorer, because I've just shut it down and now I can't do anything. Run new task. Okay, I can see that. Explorer.exe. I've clearly done that before because that was the first one there. Joy. And you're all still there. Hooray! Hey, Valen. Thank you so much for the resub for 30 months. Cheers, dude. Oh, Jesus. First to hit 30 months. Okay, so. Okay, it's Steam that seems to be dead. All right, Task Manager. Come on. Steam. Shut that shit down. Okay. Oh, dear. My computer is really unhappy with something. I don't want Dragon Ball Z. I want Hogs of War. So I've got a pop-up window now that you guys can't see. This didn't happen before. It says, it's like drop-down menus. It says display adapter. My choice are Radeon RX 580 or primary display driver. Display mode, I don't know. Detail level high, I guess. Radeon one, thank you. Oh my god. Something's working! But I can't see OBS now, so I can't chat to you guys. Oh god, it's one of those games that's just compatibility issues through the roof, isn't it? I'll be able to play it. I don't think I can stream it. Which is a real shame.
Follow.
Oh, God, I can't see anything. Thank you for the follow, whoever that was. I won't be a moment. That's a shame. That really is a shame. I can't access anything. Ah! There's nothing running that should be causing an issue now. This is embarrassing. Please bear with me. Hi. Yeah. How do you do a request on Steam? I've never done that before. It's a case of it'll work, but I won't be able to stream it, which is kind of what I wanted to do. Let's have a look. Game page support tab. Thank you, Doggo Duck. That's much appreciated. Let me just put a little bit of background tunage on for you, and then we'll get stuck into something else. I might be able to do Hogs of War. Just bear with me here. Support. Choose refund method. Give me it back to PayPal. There you go. Thank you. That was easy. Ow. Okay, so bear with me, friends, because I still might be able to play it. So we're going to go on to good old RetroArch, where I need to just change the settings from Nintendo to PlayStation. Okay, so set all controls. B button, oh, that's that one. Y button is that one. Select button is that. Start button is that. D-pad up, D-pad down, D-pad left, D-pad right. A button is that. X button is that. L button, shoulder. L2, L3, R3. Left analog X plus right. What? I don't have one of those. Oh shit. Yeah, of course. Jesus. Fool of a tuck. I've completely messed that up. I have completely messed that up. Let's just do it individually. Like the fool of a tuck that I am. Yeah, left analog up. Thank you. Now, as if by magic. What? Ah! Okay. 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 Just okay. Just okay. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. What a fucking carry on. Can't do it legitimately, can't pirate. Right, okay. Unfortunately, until I have a look deeper into that, I'm not going to be able to do that. So, Beardy, would you please change the stream title to Road 96? Let's have a go at this. Let's get rid of the synth. He says. Hang about. There we go. Ah, thank you, Valen. I forgot you were here as well. Right, so in the previous stream where I played for literally 30 minutes before stopping, I am a young lady who is trying to escape the country of Pretoria, I think it was called, which is run by a very Donald Trump-like sort of character, very fascist. And there was a young boy. Also, there seems to be like what's the word? There seems to be a shitload of teenagers trying to leave the country, and there's a police border force trying to stop it. We met a young lad at the gas station, sorry, petrol station, gas station, who got arrested, but the pleasant female police officer let me go. And that's where I'm at. I am 1,659 miles to the border. The idea is we need to escape. Alright, let's get me keyboard and my mouse sorted. Honestly. Thank you everyone that is also stuck around through the technical difficulties, and thank you to the follower. I won't call you out in case you're lurking, but I appreciate you being here. Welcome to Chuck's Place. I hope you enjoy your set. Oh, we've gone straight back to the beginning. So it hasn't saved any of that. Oh well. Feels all too familiar. How you doing, Ginger Bear? The piggies betrayed me. Squeal, piggy, squeal. Sorry, I'll never do that again. Right, okay, so yeah, it's taken me straight back.
Wow, you look rough. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. What is it?
I think you need a
Something on your mind.
little audio boost for you guys.
Just a gas station, but the owner's shady. He was watching me earlier. Be careful.
The piggies need a roasting. Yeah, God, what? Hey, Miss Coco Bear, how you doing?
We gotta help each other out. No one else is gonna do it.
I'm actually choosing things I didn't choose last time. Right, okay, so I can't step into the road. Is there a jump? Oh, how lovely. You enjoy your trip to the shop for your Pepsi Max. Right, I didn't really explore anything last time. I just... Oh, yeah, this is where he hid and got arrested. Right, okay. Can I do anything to help him? No. Oh, I remember, yeah, the soundtrack is beautiful. Rest? Sure, let's get into a little wooden hut. Hi. I'm not sure what the thingies are. Chilling as everyone's all day, everyone's get changed, so Halifax has a zebra visiting. Nice. Hull, Hell, and Halifax. Wow, I definitely didn't do this last time. Eat food, yeah, sure. Oh, it must give me energy then. Right, okay. I seem to be... Well, this is very different from last time. Hello? He's still sat out there. Don't like him. He's a dickhead.
Say, you look familiar.
Cool story, bro. Oh. I don't know, should I call home? There was a scratch card thing, cereal bars. Pwong. Let me see that pwong.
You're one of those teens on the posters.
What if I was?
Simple. I'd have to call the cops.
Slit his throat.
Yeah, I better call them. I am. See
Dick.
that pump? Serve gas for me and we won't have any problems.
Ah, I'm on the poster, look. I am missing teen. Oh, I got it really wrong, didn't I? The, Right, okay. Oh, he's still there. So is it all going to happen just at night? That's interesting. No, I don't want to serve gas for you. You're a dick. Can I steal your car? Get some sort of weapon. Chop his head off. Maybe he won't get seen at night under the floorboards this time. Let's do it. Let's just do it.
Here we go. Don't blow this.
The problem was I couldn't look at the screen while serving the gas. So there's the unleaded. Oh yeah, I can.
Perfect. Baby's right. It's really got a purr now.
Got it right this time.
And now, a sneak peek of today's Sonia Show. With the election approaching, polls show Tyrak well ahead of Flores. And with good reason. Tune in later to hear more.
The Sonia Show. Now that's the real me.
Hi!
Give me $15 of diesel.
I got this all wrong last time when they kept shouting at
You
me.
got a job working here? I don't want your kind around here.
We don't take kindly to your types around here.
I know what you're up to. Trying to leave the country.
Can you blame us?
Border crossers. Tyrak is right to do to you what he does. Oh, look who's pulling in. Yeah, you'd better run.
Hey, little young to pump gas, aren't you? If you say so, just give me 12 bucks of V-Power. Did I see a kid run off?
You did, yeah.
Spot on.
Thanks,
Hey, Asma,
kid.
how you doing? I'm good,
Now,
thank you.
About that kid.
We're a bit chilled today. We've had a good couple of hours of chatting, even though it says I've only been live for 13 minutes. So that's ready to restart my PC.
You hear about the hitcher?
Nope. Just for the gas.
You ran off towards my shed. I know he plans to cross. He said as much.
And who are you?
Have I seen you someplace?
You stay right there, okay? Come on, Reed.
I'm hoping because it's dark that he's
Flip me.
not going to see him under the
I know
floorboards
what
this
you're
time.
thinking, kid. You want to help the kid, but that would be a mistake. You understand what I'm telling you?
Come on, you can't see shit in the dark.
Come out, kid.
We know you're in here.
There you
Oh, I was hoping it was going to change. That would have been cool. Never mind.
Where do you think you're going?
I didn't do anything. Leave me alone.
You hear that? Kid's innocent.
Uh-huh. Just like all the others.
Get him in the van. I'll join you in a sec. Now what about this one?
This one's legit. Works here.
I don't know. Look how dirty she is. Looks like a crosser to me. What was that?
You heard.
Know what? You're coming to the station with us.
I'll take it from here.
Yo, what?
I'll book her. Besides, saves you room to pick for another kid.
Fine, I guess.
Shut up, kid.
2 last time, so I've seen all that. It's interesting in that
You can go.
it's meant to be like procedurally generated, but no matter what I chose that time, I got exactly the same end, same result, much like a Telltale Games thing, which is not a criticism because I love Telltale Games and stuff like that. But so far, no matter, I tried to change things to see if it would make any difference, but it hasn't.
No trick, kid. You didn't break any law. Those guys were just on a power trip. Sorry I yelled at you like that. Had to make it look real.
Can I have your shotgun?
And I'm sorry about the other kid. He seemed nice.
Could be, Valen, absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, I thought maybe you were traveling together. Seems like you want to ask me something.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ginger Mate. Yeah, I do, actually.
Most of the time. It's just like any other profession. You got your good apples, and you got your bad ones.
Oh, what do these mean? You seem like a good cop. Which kind of apple are you? Do some accept bribes? It doesn't actually tell me what these symbols mean. You've got like a posting a vote slip or a traveling thing. I don't know.
I sure as hell don't.
All right.
Bye, kid. Take care.
Why
okay?
would I didn't ask you? I didn't ask if you were taking a bribe. Oh, I hate it when it does that. When the game gives you an option for dialogue, but then misinterprets your intention, and gives you that's bullshit. I hate it when that happens. Right, so I can hitchhike, I can walk, I can steal this arsehole's car, or can I? No, so I don't have the keys. I could try and get a bus. What does this say? Pay for the bus, $7. Not quite sure where I got the extra dollars from, but I did. I'm on my way home, sweet home. Actually, I'm probably going to Canada. I mean, it's not America, but it is. LFO? Is that a person?
Oh, hey homegirl. You're wondering what I'm doing. Just hacking into Super Supper to give everyone in Petria a free burger. Those capitalist pigs need to spread a little wealth around. What about you?
I like you.
Dang girl, you hungry. Been on the road a while now.
No,
huh?
I'm just always hungry.
Well, guess I'll get back to hacking this Burger Megacorp. You should take a snooze on that gnarly pillow behind you. Gonna need energy for the road.
What gnarly pillar? Oh yeah, okay. I don't know, is that a good idea? I can't move anywhere. Okay, I'll do what it says.
I don't want to escape myself, but I know a guy who knows a guy.
You're like
who knows
12,
a
aren't
guy
you?
Who crossed using some secret tunnels at the border. Doesn't matter because she's never gonna win. Tarek ain't gonna let it happen.
I don't know if I'm having good impacts or bad impacts. It seems like they're all bad.
I'm here. That's not a phone. It's my computer. Not bad, right? Built it myself.
Cool.
Safe, Alex?
Totally safe, Mr. Ursus. Like always. 14. But I got crazy
Fair
skills.
enough.
Other dogs want to be this dog. Know what I'm saying?
I'm about to switch on the... You know what, Alex? and I need to know if there are any, you know what, in the area.
Look, I'm gonna level with you.
You were
Maybe it's
talking with this
stupid
guy
to
can
do
hear.
so,
This is
but
not a good
I
idea.
feel like I can. Mr. Ursus has an illegal radio, and he wants me to check on the cops to see where they are.
I heard that, Alex.
Ain't gonna lie, it has its benefits. Sorry, Mr. U. Can't help you today. Too busy trying to make it rain beef. No worries, because homegirl here on the bus can. Don't worry, yo. It's simple. Even an adult could do it. Go ahead. Turn the scanner on.
Is this the scanner? Yeah, okay. Look, we're in this guy's bus and he's got a bloody Tyrak poster. What am I supposed to...
Whoops. Total cerebral flatulence. Forgot the bats. Here. Just gotta put them in the right way. No sweat. Now, we gotta check the amplifiers. Open that mofo and flip the switches.
Oh, fuck you. Ah! Could literally have not done that worse.
We need to listen far, so we'll activate just about all of the amplifiers. We need exactly 8 volts to pick up the police radio.
It's 8 volts, isn't it? Oh, I see. Right now, I get you. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. We ready to skate. Turn the dials till you hear something. Signal meters need to be very bright. By the way, Mr. U, when are you gonna tell me more about my parents? That's part of the deal.
About that.
Yo, you're picking something up.
Unit 8.
Soundtrack
you
is
copy?
amazing, dude.
Over. Unit 8 here. Camped outside the gas station. Nada for now. Over. Keep looking. You got donuts? Over.
Look, it's that
Coast is
Sonya
clear,
show.
Mr. U.
This is not a good
You're still
idea.
at the old spot. Broadcast away. Yeah, Mr. U finds spots where he can do his little radio show. You should hear his radio voice. Cracks me up, man.
Thanks, A. And, homegirl, beside A, and Alex. Make sure you reach out to your mom, okay? I'm sure she misses you.
Sounds like Michael Madsen.
Sure, whatever.
The audio
Thanks,
balancing
homegirl.
could do with the work, yeah.
For your help.
Yo, you got any Megadeth?
Now, time to give the citizens of Petria free.
To be fair, I might be able to put the music down a touch. There you go.
Beef. And boom! Oh no! Trojan horse is down. Well, at least 347 people got free burgers. I can live with that.
Next stop coming up.
Oh well. This is where I get off. Stay fresh, homegirl.
Ah, I should have got off with
Good
him.
luck out there.
Not in that sense. Oh wow, churning through the miles. I'm not sure what the percentages are. Is that how much they like me? How much of their story I've done? Hell yeah, man. The Night Skies camp. I'd love to go camping in like the Amazon. Like in Arizona, something where it's just like you can see the universe. I've never seen the sky like that. I really want to. There are some places in Britain which have like the status of perfect stargazing places, but you can never guarantee the clouds aren't going to cover because it's Britain. Oh, kitty!
You're gonna vote, right? You're wrong about that, kid. Voting leads to change. And change is what we need. That's Zoe on her trumpet.
Oh, wait, the cat.
Careful with that one. She's trouble.
Kitty! Is that it? Okay. Go vote.
You're one of them, huh?
Hell
You
yeah.
need this more than I do.
It's fucking cool. So from all the stars went into the middle of the outback. Yeah, I bet, man. Oh, I want to see that. I really want to see that. I do have a friend in California. She said I can go out and see her and that, but who could afford that? Is it the Mojave Desert? Is that the one that's in California? That'd be cool as fuck, that.
Look, just give me the money and I won't call the cops.
A guy got stabbed here 2 days ago, and they never came. The cops aren't gonna show for this.
I don't have time for this. Just admit you stole from me and...
I didn't do it.
Not to do with me. I don't want to get into a fight. Trying to keep my head down and get out of the country. Ooh, hello. I don't have a code. I don't have a hacking device either.
This is 191.9, the voice of the brigade. This is your papa baby here.
Is that Mr. You?
With the upcoming fraud of an election, more and more countries are calling for the resignation of Tyrant. I mean, Tyrak. But will he step down? Of course not. Which is why, dear listeners, we must resist this man.
I do have information on that though, don't I? But I don't want to
And now,
that kid
here's
in.
a tune from a fresh new band. Remember, Papa Baby loves you.
You left the radio outside, Denny. Turn it off before you get us arrested.
You gave me a cassette. I want to play it.
Denny, what did I say about the radio? Turn it off.
It's not me, I swear.
It did offer, when I bought this, it did offer me like a bundle with the soundtrack. I never buy the soundtrack bundles. I'm starting to regret that now. This is a great soundtrack. Hello. Who are you?
Then welcome to paradise. You got any money? Oh, well, hope you reached the border and all that.
Interesting. Eat the rotting food. No, I'm good. Thank you. Whoa! Hey, dude.
Feel free to join if you can hang. No one can really dance with me. I'm on another level. But knock yourself out.
Yeah, me on Friday.
See what I mean about not being able to dance with me? There's some cardboard right there beside that guy, but he's a snorer. What? I can't hear you over the music! You don't need to scream! Go talk to the owner!
There's some cardboard right there.
but I gotta warn you, I'm a snorer.
Fair dues, dude. Fair dues. What are you doing? Fine. I'll talk to you.
Everything's fine.
It's not fine. She broke into my office and stole from me. Who are you? Her attorney? No, I don't have proof. She turned off my security camera. She's a criminal mastermind. You teens, I don't need the hassle. I'm out of here.
You didn't have to do that, you know. I was handling it. I've met worse. Believe me. Anyway, welcome to the Night Skies Campground. If you like crappy trailers, this place is the best.
I love crappy
Then
trailers.
I guess you found your paradise. There's some cardboard around here. Near Dancing Carl.
I love that he's called Dancing Carl.
No sweat. Hey, don't become roadkill out there, okay?
I'll do my best. He's not going to rent me a trailer now, though, is he?
What do you want? On my grounds? Definitely not.
Damn.
I'm right here.
I ain't wasting $25 and I can sleep on cardboard. 4166 is the code.
What do you want?
Nothing, man. So let's go rob him.
Ma, the TV's working again. It's a miracle.
Don't vandalise that. She seems like a good one. I don't want to be horrible. Where was that door with the code on it?
You look lost.
I'm good, thank you. I'm off to steal. There's got to be something stealable. Nice. Well, bit of money, but hey. Christ. Right, let's go, Kip. Kip on the cardboard next to Dancing Carl.
I've been kept inside so long. I've lost sight of right and wrong.
Pretty.
When I left an open door, I couldn't help but explore.
Hey, wake up. Come hang out with me.
All right.
Thinking I could find a friend.
Up here.
I hope it saved it. My ass is killing, so I'm going to call it there, my dudes. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to do a cheeky little raid. Jesus. I just need to lay down and not feel like this. Right, who's on? Cheers, Beardy. That is a good game. I'm really enjoying it, but I don't think it's stream material, if I'm honest. It's just, it takes too much concentration. I can't really, there's no real, I don't know. It's slow. It's a slow game. That's what it is. I need something with a little bit more speed in it. But we're going to go and raid Twisted Barbie. So if you're not a subscriber, please use the first Nightbot message. If you are a subscriber, please copy the second Nightbot message. Thank you very much for the follows, the raids, the subs, and just generally being awesome and listening to me rant and rave for a bit. What time is it? God, it's 6 o'clock. And looking at the weather, it feels like it's 2 in the afternoon. I may pop on later. Because I don't have anything to do tonight. But I may not as well. If not, I will definitely see you tomorrow. Take it easy, dudes. Love you all to pieces. Remember, be kind to everyone you meet, especially yourselves. And Louis Spitz. Bye.